Hello, guys. I just didn't go live yet because the match I want hasn't started. And we're still waiting, and I was just finishing my lunch because I got home a little bit late from walking Ellie Belly. So, hello, hello, hello. Hi, everyone. We're waiting for ByuN. When ByuN is here, we're going to go into ByuN versus Rex to start the day. So that's our plan of action. How's everybody feeling? How's everyone doing? Hello, 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 and welcome. So yeah, we're going to go ByuN Rex. I think it's the best first round match. We'll probably change sections of the bracket for the second round, but I'm not sure where to yet. We'll just see what looks good. There's a couple of second round matches that look good, but it depends how long the first round matches as well, right? So we'll see. We will see. Again, hope everyone is doing great today. Ready for another day of StarCrafting. I certainly am. Excited to dive in a bit. Kung Fu Cup today. Nice and chill. Into some WardiTV Spring Championship all across the weekend. Should be a ton of fun. So yeah, we're gonna go ByuN versus Rex. We're literally just waiting for ByuN to log in and to start videoing, basically. Cool. Just double checking everyone else is good. Perfect. Alright, yeah, we should just be a minute or two. ByuN's now online, so I presume videos are ongoing, and we'll kick this off and get into some action very, very shortly. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. Good to see you all. And yeah, we are just going to give it a few more moments and get into some play. Kung Fu Cup action. Yeah, over the weekend we have 4 days of Spring Championship. Should be awesome as well. Cool, cool, cool. Alrighty. I hope everyone is well. I hope you guys are doing good. Welcome to the stream. If you're on YouTube or Twitch, hello, hello, hello. Thanks for dropping by and hanging out with us for some games, like I said. And yeah, excited to get into it. And it's going to be 10k feet to start us off. We actually have this first map being selected already, so should be able to start moving into this right now. Alright, we're counting down. We're going. Let's get into ByuN versus Rexy. Alrighty, let's send it. Let's get some StarCraft going, guys. Feels good. Yeah, Spring Championship this weekend. A lot of fun as well. Should be awesome. Cool, let's jump into some games. In the bottom right-hand side, we can start things off with the red Terran player, who is currently going to be the one and only Shopify Rebellion's ByuN, and he's taking on Rex, the blue Zerg in the top left. And as we get ready to start this one into some action. Again, thanks for joining us early. Good to see you guys. Awesome. All right, so we see what Rex and ByuN want to get up to here in the early stages. Like I say, should be a pretty fun start to the day. Like I said, not sure where we're going to go after this, but I'm sure, figure it out over a little bit of time. So this barracks coming through. I'm just going to see Hatch Gas and Pool coming up. The drone coming in as well. Hatch Gas Pool going into play. So yeah, Hatch Gas Pool just coming up. We got the Overlord out the front. This Reaper is going to come for a bit of a journey from ByuN, so we're going to take this across the map. Kung Fu Cup action day, of course. This weekly cup that continues to provide bangers. I feel like every week we actually have been getting some really good matches from the Kung Fu Cup. It's been great to see. Here we just poking, a couple of Lings taking some damage. This Reaper's having a good time. 2 kills already is a very strong starting point for any Reaper. I mean, it's a Ling and a drone, so I'm going to be pretty happy with that, absolutely. Now this Reaper gets all the way around the back, trying to do a little bit more extra. Reaper still gathers again. Link speed building up, going to be done very soon. Starport and the Orbital coming up as well. Ooh, trying to get the creep tumor. Oh, Nelly loses the Reaper. We lost the Reaper yesterday as ByuN against Solar trying to get a creep tumor. 4 kills on this Reaper. 3 Lings, 1 drone. Pulls back over. A couple queens are going to be there. We'll take some damage. It's going to drop another grenade. Creep tumor very nearly going down on the left side. The Hellions are going to slip through toward the natural expansion. Going to start getting after some of these drones. 1 Evo chamber building. And now just going to be seeing the rest of these drones getting caught. 2 workers going down. 3. Going to work for some extra. Very nearly getting 4 there, but then regen saves it. So 3 workers, not actually that crazy. Once we do have extra Hellions from ByuN now available as well. They're already going to start coming over. Put on some additional pressure, and Extractor gets morphed instead. It'll just take a few moments. Banshee, Hellions, the Marine coming back around. Again, Reaper and the Hellions just gather up. Again, Cloaking coming through, Stimpack Banshee coming about as well. I'm just going to gather this as we have the Cloaking on the way, the Stimpack building up, Center Reactor all building through, layering the spores, drones and the Queen. Continue to produce these. Hellions going to make their way through the natural in toward the base again. So again, going to threaten the mineral line. Not a lot of Lings out right now. Only these 3 and 14 on the way. How many drones do we lose in the process of just trying to save the day here? 4 workers dead so far. Honestly, this is not as bad as I thought. It's a lot of lost mining time, but I thought a lot more drones are going to die as, yeah, these Hellions are stuck. They can't get out, right? Yeah, ByuN is perplexed. The spawning pool wall in the back is going to catch the Hellions, and that was not worth it at all. Giving up all the Hellions for 5 workers is not the damage you're looking for. You're looking for so much more than that. So that really is quite rough as now Lings on the other side arrive. The Banshee shows up as well, so we're going to get a few more drones. The Lings don't do much with the wall off. This Banshee is okay. Where did the other 2 drones go? Was it just this Banshee? It was just this Banshee, wasn't it? It's a 4-kill Banshee. Yeah, so all off this Banshee. I thought there was one more, because I thought this one was just lingering, but we get up to 10 workers in total. A couple of Queens are going to step through. The Queen's on the other side. We can fire a little bit. This Banshee's still taking damage. A few more shots going off. 1-1 upgrades coming into play, and the Ling is going to split. Right and left side. A couple of Evo Chambers are going to come down already. Yeah, 1-1 upgrades. Combat Shield. Marine, Tank, Medevac. All producing through for a few moments. We just have the Evo Chamber, the Bailing Nest. Producing into play. That Bailing Nest finishes. A few Overlords on the way. Again, 1-1 upgrades and the Combat Shield continue to produce. Just having ourselves a few more moments of getting settled in this one, because ByuN is going to be sitting back. He's going to take his 3rd base, and unless Rex gets aggressive, I don't imagine ByuN's going to do much. I mean, he's got Medevacs popping, but hey, maybe we do try to do something. The problem with moving out right now is the loss of the Hellions earlier. By losing the Hellions earlier on, moving out onto the map now is so much riskier. If this was anything more than 3 Lings, you're killing a chunk of SCVs, potentially even running at these Marines and surrounding them, right? You know, like, if Rex had just committed to this counterattack a little bit more wholeheartedly, I just think this would have been great for him. And I think he should do, because of, again, the fact he killed the Hellions earlier, right? Because they are removed from the map, they are no longer in the game, you can play this more aggressive line of thinking of, hey, like, if he moves out, like, he does not have as much defense as usual, so I can go a bit harder on those counterattacks and see more success. I think that would have been a good attempt to try and find. Medevac loads up the Marines, just going to be dropping into, well, thinking about dropping into the high ground. Let's see the rest of this Bioforce going through as well. So it's going to take a couple of seconds. And have our group getting taken out. A couple of tanks will siege. And again, melee carapace upgrades coming through. Lingbane on the way through. The extra drones are in production still. 9-10 workers being killed. As the drop gets into position, this push gets going into the center as well. Looking very good right now. See the drop continue to do pretty decently for itself for a couple moments here, then moving down, seeing what else we can find. This hatchery falls is already rough for Rex, as he obviously is trying to get a 4th base up now in the top right side, so a replacement base, but it's going to be much later than he wants it to be. His economy is already 64 drones to 71 SCVs, which is very good for the Terran as well, so that's also just good news for you right now. Massive Link counterattack, which, yeah, I mean, yes, you're in a bad position. You need to do something. Counterattack is the right idea, but there's no way ByuN's not prepared for it, right? Like, in what world is ByuN not going to be ready to handle a whole bunch of Lings running across the map? You know, when Rex has basically no way to defend at home, it's the most obvious thing that's about to happen. So, without anyone being surprised, those Lings show up, they get turned around instantly, and you get pushed back out of there. Lingbane and Fest are still gathering about. The Marine's going to chase the Lings as well. Marines just step up after a few more Lings. Funny, we got an SCV, but that Widow Mine was very good. Second Widow Mine will pretty much finish them off. I think there's mostly Marines over here. I mean, if you roll Banes at this, is there a chance you get some big connections? Yes. There are a couple of tanks. They got re-sieged again now, so they are back in position. Going back around to the right side, getting a couple of creep teamers. Ling Bane, Queen, and Festa looking to make a bit of a move. The Bane's trying to get forward, crashing into a couple of Marines just to begin with. Marines still stepping through that, and Festa in a bit of trouble. A little bit of Ling Bane is coming about. A couple of Queens are going to get that. The Zerglings are still trying to move on into place. Instant back up toward the top. The Lings continue to get cleaned up here. So they get taken away. A couple more drones already going down. And both of these Marines still heading to the upper right. Two melee upgrades coming through. The Concussive Shells finishing very shortly. Ling Bane still running forward. Another Bane picked up. Ling's still dropping. And these Marines, I mean, Rex is just bleeding out units too heavily. Plain and simple. These couple of tanks have been huge. 32 kills in this tank, by the way. This tank's been an absolute champion. Finally, a few Banes connect, but I mean, you need every single Bane to connect. And ByuN has so many more Marines, he's just so well spread. He has a medevac up over here in case that matters at all. He's going to eat a big fungal. Should have been a moment maybe for the Banes to make a move. The damage is still nice, still going to force the Marines to split, and so lose this base, and ByuN could realistically probably move on from here. But, yeah, sticks around a little longer, like, I guess why not? I guess why not? Clean up what you can. This drop comes back in. Like I say, Rex has just been pulled a little bit too far apart. GG's. And ByuN is going to take himself an opening game of the day in the Kung Fu Cup number 12. So ByuN gets himself a 1-0 lead. And we'll be heading to game 2 in a couple of moments, guys. As our second map will come up in Winter Madness. Alright, we are going. Ready-ups are called. And we get into our second game of the day, guys. Yeah, fun little match to start us off on. Like I say, we're going to see what the bracket does before we kind of pick a second round matchup. Not going to promise anything. Obviously, depends how long the series is as well. We've got some ideas of maybe where we go to, so it should be fun to keep an eye out for. Let's take this back. In game. In the bottom right corner, our red Terran player is going to be ByuN. He leads 1-0 in this best of 3. Alrighty. Let's have a look to see what is going to go down here on Winter Madness. We'll follow maybe the Overlord, or let's just watch the barracks, shall we? Let's just watch the barracks. Barracks comes down. Hatch gas pool, all coming into place, so bring a lot of that up, and in the position, nothing really surprising yet. What's up, Numerito? Thank you so much for the 5 bits. Appreciate it. Every bit of support helps, so thank you very much. Appreciate you. Well, kind of just waiting for this Reaper, like I say, to make this interesting. There's a couple of overlords spreading onto the map, but nothing really too out of the ordinary. So we'll watch this Reaper early game, see if ByuN can find a successful start. I mean, a drone and 3 Lings is already a very good start for the Reaper last time around as well. And we're going to catch it now as we start to move through. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Oh my god, what a catch by Rex! Oh! Oh! What a catch by Rex to kill the Reaper. That was something else. Wow. Nothing lost as well. Built the spore to make sure it guaranteed the catch. Oh. Love that. That was actually really fun. That was really sick. Go Rex. What a play. Rex had a couple of good plays in the early game. The Hellion catch in the back of that main base game 1. This Reaper catch started this game 2. A couple of big plays early from Rex. Love it. Love to see it. Love to see it so far. Cool stuff as we get to reset a little right now then. And yeah, ByuN will not have as much information. Obviously, losing the Reaper this early is very rough for you because you just don't know what's going on. In this case, Rex is not doing anything to really capitalize on it. But if this was like a big roach attack, like you just miss so much of your scouting that lets you know that this is happening. You know, Hellions can run across, but if the roaches were going around the edges, for example, there is absolutely a world where you just miss them with the Hellions. So yeah, it's really bad to lose the Reaper, and ByuN's probably not going to get punished too much for it here. But yeah, it's one of those things where if it happens, yeah, there's a reason the Reaper is so important. Like I say, the Reaper does not seem that important in all the games. You know, you don't die to something until the one game you do. Then you realize the need for this Reaper a lot of the time, which is why sometimes you see Terran players do skip the Reaper. But that's why it's a little bit of a risk, right? Because it's like, okay, I'm going to skip this Reaper, but you know, by skipping the Reaper, I'm in a little bit of danger. So you can't do it every single game because you get punished for it with that lack of information. As Rex just got a few more lings out. I'm not sure if ByuN's going to feel like diving in with these Hellions considering what happened in the last game. Evo Chamber's coming down. Still expensive. Because even when you cancel those Evos, you're going to lose some money. A couple drones not mining. So ByuN gets something out of this, although a couple of hurt Hellions means that he should probably... I actually would like him just see him back off. Okay, well, we get the creep tuners. That's nice. The problem with backing off is you don't keep the creep control, but by backing off, you can repair these Hellions and get them full HP again, ready to go for round 2, which I think is very strong, but like I say, you do give up map control for a bit. Having just denied a couple of creep tumors, pulling back home for a little while is much more kind of attainable because you've already slowed down that creep just a little. We can kind of start going from there. Hellions gather up on that depot. Factory is building a reactor. Tech Lab getting the stim up. Looks like the Banshee shows up. The spore wasn't ready. It's just unfortunate because you can see the lad's not done, so ByuN has no reason to run away early. He's just going to wait as long as possible with his Banshee. Miscontrolled a bit. He could have had the one drone that was already half HP that he had targeted there. He misclicked that one. I think he actually could have had 2 more as they ran away. If he hit a drone like in the middle of the pack, then got the one on the edge, I think he could have very comfortably got more. That said, 9 workers is already a pretty incredible starting point. That's already a very good beginning here from ByuN, so you shouldn't be feeling too terrible about this. As the Baneling are still there. Drones Overload all coming up. Banshee Marine Stimpak coming through as well. The Hellions now on the map with the Banshee number 2 accompanying them. The Spore's going to run to the high ground. The Banshee will obviously just run. Finds a Crypt Tumor in the corner. Doesn't get anything because of indecision. Going after a Crypt Tumor, then a drone, then back to the Crypt Tumor, then a drone. Just doesn't work out. Just find a position here to finally get a couple of drones. Banshee over here just flew in and goes down immediately. So the first Banshee incredible, second Banshee absolutely lackluster. Next, you know, 2 Banshees for 12 workers is still very good. He actually built a 3rd Banshee as well, so he has 1 more, despite giving up the other 2. Rex might be a bit lax about his Banshee defense now, because you don't presume the 3rd Banshee, right? He does pull it away, those drones, as he sees it, but yeah, he was not in an immediate position with the Queens or so. So yeah, I think it was a scenario where he was a little bit unexpecting, because, well, who expects the 3rd Banshee at the end of the day, right? I'm trying to get a couple extra shots off. 4 drones have gone down. This Banshee now going to hit the extractor. Then 1 more drone. Back onto the extractor. 1 more drone again. 6 workers killed. My goodness, we are lapping it up right now. Collins in the center, pushing through the group team as the Marines. We'll get after it. We'll clean up the Overlord there as well. A little bit more damage being done. Couple drones coming through. The Hellions and Marines in the tank will push forward. A couple of these group teamers getting picked away at. And the Overlord going to go down as well, so that Overlord will drop. The Hellions morph into Hellbats. She gets onto the hatchery. It's going to get that cancelled up. Marines and the Hellbat's still pushing through. Going to get the creep to Yuma. The Hellbat is still hurting. Baneling Nest. Just going to take some shots. Going to extract, take some damage. Bane Nest is probably going to go down. The Banes are going to crash into a few of these Hellbats. Marines pulling further back. I mean, we get the Banes very nicely, and that means you've only got Hydras and Queens to fight this massive amount of Marines, and it is a very good amount of Marines that's sitting out over here, so it's not looking great, is it? I mean, even if you kind of come away from this right now as Rex and survive, you've lost a lot of your Hydras, you've lost a lot of your very key units. Fortunately, 1-1 was only just now finished from ByuN, so he's not had any fighting until now, which has been, you know, with that upgrade lead. Otherwise, this might have been even more over, as you can see now. Units are still getting shredded. 1-1 upgrades are about to kick in from Rex. He's going to be very far down in supply by the time he gets those. I mean, if ByuN had any amount of reinforcements here, I think this ends. He's being very cautious with his reinforcements. He's leaving his entire reinforcing army at home, so he didn't try and bring anything forward. He also doesn't really save anything here, which, yeah, maybe a little bit lackluster from ByuN. At the end of the day, I think if he'd been reinforcing this game just ended right then and there. But now, well, let's see. The Baneling Nest is going to come back. So we got Baneling Nest back online. Morph 2 Banes. It's not really enough. He doesn't have the gas to morph more, though, and those are the 2 morphing Banelings. There's way too many Marines to fight without splash damage. Like, the Hydras are just not in that critical mass of Hydras where they just do more damage than required. I mean, this is a little ugly from ByuN. His tanks are very far back, but I actually just thought the other Marines were very slow to join the fight. So again, he actually maybe gave the Hydras a chance to be a little bit more effective than we expected them to be. And this time ByuN is actually reinforcing this position. He's sending units across the map, so he's actually going to get the rest of the units here in time to reinforce his attack and to hopefully outpower his opponent. If feelings gone to the tanks, ByuN is very much so concerned with dealing with these Hydras, which I think is correct. At the end of the day, like, the Lings are not a big issue. The tanks are not a big deal either, really, because if you just get rid of the Hydras, you don't really, the Marine count's just going to swarm everything. Wow, no GG, not even typed correctly. Rex is mad at the end of this game as we wrap up and get into a score there. I'm going to hop NA and see if there's a match we can hop into quickly. ByuN will advance on to play against F91. I'm just thinking Kira Yakov could be cool. I presume Roddy's either on that or Showtime Classic, but maybe I can try and slip myself into a lobby somewhere. Kira's in game. He's on Percival. Okay, Classic Showtime I think we can get into, guys. I'm not usually a fan of grabbing the PvPs, but I think it makes sense to grab a PvP between 2 great players in a round of 16 match today. Especially because it's just ready to go and we don't really have anything else to immediately dive into otherwise. So I think this just makes some very good sense. And get this ready to go. I'm going to check if it's game 1 just to make sure. I think it is. Yes. Thank you. Perfecto. All right, game 1 of Classic Showtime. Yeah, perfect. Then we just get straight into a fresh series, guys. I know it's PvP, but it's a good PvP, and it's, like I say, it's ready to start, it's ready to begin. We'll probably jump into a different section of the bracket after this. This just made a lot of sense for being able to get into something quickly and effectively, which I think is good. Showtime is lobby bugged, so taking a moment, but we're going to get ready to go. Alright, Showtime ready up. Classic already here. Should be ready to go. He's doing so well at the start. Yeah, I mean, Rex is, I mean, he knows this too, like, you know, playing against ByuN, he's really freaking good. And while Rex has definitely had his moments, he's definitely a bit more, I definitely think he would agree he's a level below ByuN, as most of us are. Rex is still extremely good though. Let's go dive into game number 1 of a fresh best of 3. Some PvP, guys. We obviously do usually try and avoid PvP in the early rounds of these events, but today it just makes a little bit of sense to jump into this one because it was ready to go. Ready, kicking off Classic and Showtime. We're going to see a Classic probe across the map. Just to see what the situation's going to be. In terms of, are we going to go one gate expand? Classic does quite like one gating, but doesn't have to, of course. So we'll see what happens. Get this into move. Going across. Probe going around, Cybercore gates coming in on either side. We just get that set up for a few moments here. Get that ready to rumble. We do have ourselves the gate and the Cybercore coming into play. Probe's coming up. Getting settled for a few moments. Getting this all started. Probe just chases against Cybercore's coming about. We do have a gateway from Showtime on the map. So he's going to go through gate pressure right off the bat here. Stargate from Classic. So he is one gating, but he is going to go one gate Stargate. That's kind of usual because, you know, the Stargate is kind of necessary to help you survive a lot of the things that happen. See that Zealot poking for a little bit to put a bit of damage out, getting some work done. Stalkers are getting into the center. Trying to see what's going on. A couple Stalkers in the warp gate will come through. The Stalker going to poke. Stalker going to hit the other Stalker for a little while. The Stalkers will come about again. Oracle and the Warp Gate coming through. Stalker coming around. Nexus is about halfway done at the moment. These Stalkers still producing. Continue to push at the front for a little bit. Let's see how this pressure goes from Showtime starting to push. Like some damage done. Stalkers hitting this Nexus. Couple Stalkers in the Zealot coming around. And Warpgate coming over that Void Ray building. Just bringing that through. Stalkers actually going to have good numbers here already. I mean, this Void Ray is very important. What's also very important is Showtime obviously keeping the Stalker count high for himself. Oh, Classic, that's a horrible mistake. That's game ending. You can't have your main unit go down that easily. The Void Ray is meant to provide so much value, and that is not even close to being it. The Stalkers walk up into the main base. I like it because they get the pylon. I don't like it because obviously you walk into the probes, which is arguably quite scary. Does it matter? Honestly, probably not, because Showtime should just have reinforcements, and Classic is down his gateway and Stargates. His production's terrible. Oh, actually gets a pretty cute little block here with the pylon and the probe just to try and buy some time to help with the probes. On the other side of the map, the Oracle is killing all of Showtime's workers. So it's a little bit more complicated than it may have first seemed, but Showtime, well, you know what? Classic is got more money than Showtime. He's got 2 batteries and a Nexus. Showtime, Showtime, Showtime. I mean, a little bit of minerals and gas, so you'll get another warp in available. So he's going to warp in 2 sentries. That seems very smart. However, Classic has the same work, kind of like I say, the extra Nexus helps him build up back again. I think Showtime going into the main base lost this game for him. Wow. I don't mind him killing the pylon, but he should have pulled back out, right? Because running into the main lets the probes come in from 2 angles. Wow. The Void Ray kill was so free as well. Obviously, the Oracle puts a timer on you, but you just lose too many Stalkers running into the probes. The probes surround 2 Stalkers, like, immediately. I don't disagree with getting the pylon, because obviously, if you shut down the Stargate and the Warp Gate, that feels incredible, but I think he just shouldn't have gone further into the main. I think he should have fought himself back down to the low ground, honestly. Probably would have made a bit more sense. Alright, alright. Get this one ready to go. Let's send it as you have in the bottom right-hand side. The Red Protoss player who I honestly think steals this game a little bit. It is going to be Classic taking on the Blue Protoss in the top left. Showtime. Alright, let's see if Showtime can figure his way out of this ditch. Then he just feels bad, though. Like I say, that was such a good scenario. That obviously goes wrong for you there. It really is a bit of a painful scenario. What's up, Vertalune? Thank you so much for the Prime sub. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. And thank you so much for supporting the stream today. Much appreciated. Full gates coming through, the assimilator coming about. Probe comes back over, just heading down the bottom right hand side. Again, gate coming up, Cybercore coming through. We have ourselves the probe on the way as well. Just gonna see that probe coming back around. Heading back up into the base for the moment, coming across, trying to see what's going on. Classic is having this pylon off to the side, so he's maybe going to mix it up a bit himself this game. Obviously playing the 2 gates is already different for him. But the pylon off to the side suggests aggression. And there's the Stargate, I think, is going to come down as soon as this Cybercore is done. I'm going to try and get a nice fast Oracle or so. Just a little bit faster than usual across the map. No, it's a Robo. He had a lot of gas, though. That's why I thought it was going to be a Stargate. It was kind of a weird position for a Stargate. You know, like a Stargate up over here would make a lot more sense or so. It was positioned more like a Robo. I was just looking at the gas count, and he just had a lot of gas. But it's just a Robo. He'll use that gas elsewhere in the near future, I'm sure. Probe sees it, so Showtime is going to know what he's up against in the Robo facility. Probe nibbles at the pylon, a couple stalkers of Showtime continue to head down. And stalkers will just pick their way through. Well, first pylon goes down, but there's a second pylon. This is not a big issue. Stalker's actually taking some serious damage as Showtime look at these adept shitting on top of him, so he's just going to have to keep running now. A Stalker shows up, so he's going to lose a Stalker. Not a great start of this. A lot of these engagements and fights, like the ones we're about to see, every single unit matters, right? So losing a Stalker fairly freely, because he didn't really do much. He killed a pylon that didn't slow us down. Now we're going to lose a second Stalker, and we've still not really done much. This is not feeling great at the start of the game for Showtime, unfortunately. I mean, now the Immortal's showing up. Like I say, a Stalker's a bit beat up. He is Roboing in his main base. This Stalker was just doing a dance on the ramp. We're just losing so many Stalkers. Are we just dead? We just walk into the main base, we can kill this pylon. We're just dead. Showtime just get tapped. Classic 2-0. Man, that was a very sad series for Showtime. It was just a very sad series, not the sort of series he wants to be saying. Alright guys, just looking at the bracket, I would maybe like to see like herO versus herO or Yakov if Yakov beats herO. I think that could be cool. Or maybe Clem's match if he gets through to the next round already. Hey, what's up, Nanny? How you doing? Thank you so much for the 23-month resub on the Prime. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Yeah, so you can have a little bit of a look at the bracket together, guys. It looks like this. The Renovate's been filled by a couple Protoss players so far, herO and Classic. So Classic will wait for Percival or let Alex. That's currently what Roddy is in, so I'm not going to jump into or wait on that. Because I would imagine Roddy may like to follow that match. If he doesn't, then that's all good, but I'm not going to base my plans around it when someone's cast in the previous match already. herO is waiting for herO Yakov, which could be a cool match to potentially jump into. I mean, herO would be great. I think herO Yakov would be interesting. If Yakov beats herO, then that's always cool as well. Like I say, the other option is maybe we wait for Shin versus Ryung to wrap up, and then the winner plays Clem. We could try and get into Shin Ryung. I could try and do a little bit of lobby hopping just to try and see. Okay, Shin Ryung is about to be a Ryung 1-0 lead, but Steadfast's already casting it. Okay. If Steadfast's already covering it, then I kind of prefer to wait for herO Yakov to come out of game. Apparently, that Alex and Percival are 1-1, so that's awesome too. What's Inu casting? It's probably on Shin Ryung if I had to guess. The soup site loads so slowly. He's not in game right now. Yeah, I think I'm more into the idea, guys, of going into the herO matchup and just being a little bit patient for that. And maybe if Yakov and herO come out of game before then, maybe we can jump in with them. They've been in game for 6 minutes, so not super long though. So we'll have to wait a little bit to see. Yeah, I think we just wait for herO Yakov, guys. They're at least in game number 2. So likelihood is they finish and we get into the match versus herO in the quarterfinals. So I think we kind of go maybe in that kind of direction. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I think we just wait for a little bit, guys. Cool. Yeah, we just wait a little bit. Might be a little distracted just because we're getting my DouYu account set up to cast the DouYu Cup next week with the Chinese guys while they're here. So, yeah. Yeah. Alrighty, how's everyone doing again? Hope everyone is doing good. Like I said, we're gonna wait for Kiryakov. Just take a bit of time. Alright, guys. Give me a second. I'm gonna mute the sounds just while we're waiting for Kiryakov, just because I'm doing the some things. Like I said, trying to set up the feed that we're gonna get. We need an account to watch the DouYu Cup next week, basically. So just trying to get that set up. Seems like we're gonna do that now while they're around. So yeah. Don't mind me, guys. Just screenshotting things. Don't mind me. Man, this site's wild. If you scroll down, it gives you the... It's actually running pretty smooth. I feel like usually it looks terrible. I imagine it's gonna... Oh no, it still has the text along the top. I see. Okay, waiting. If I knew you were taking screenshots, you fixed my hair. Oh, it wasn't of you guys. Sorry, chat. Yeah, you guys aren't famous. Yeah. So yeah, next week's the DouYu Cup, but they are going to give us a clean feed, but they're only going to provide the clean feed through DouYu, which is a Chinese streaming service, which is usually kind of rough for us to cast from. But we're getting like an account and settings set up so that we can cast it as cleanly as possible, basically from DouYu, which is obviously really nice. So yeah, we're going to get set up so we can cast as cleanly as possible. So just I was away when they tried to set it up last time, so I just said now would be fine because we're sat waiting. I don't know how long this is actually going to take. Presume just a couple of minutes, but if we get into Cure and herO or Yakov and herO or Cure Yakov game 3 or something, then we can just watch. And if I have to tab out a bit, I just have to tab out a bit, you know. So we will see. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. It's just it's made me it's gonna take my high quality away from me now. Alrighty, guys. Give me a moment. Like I said, we're still waiting for Q and Yakov. They're now 40 minutes in game. I'd love to have eyes on this game. I've checked some of the streams, but I couldn't find anyone that has it. Cool. Clem has made it to the quarterfinals, so has Zound. So Zound's waiting for F91 or ByuN. Clem is waiting for Shin or herO. herO is waiting for Q or Yakov, and Classic versus Percival is beginning. So we're not going to go Classic Percival because I'm pretty sure Roddy's on that one. We're just waiting for, like I say, Q. Most likely Q or Yakov to come out of the game, which they just did. So we might actually have some info here on Q or Yakov in a moment or two. Either maybe another game, or maybe the fact that the winner will play herO. Again, could be anyone. Yakov. It's pretty scary. Oh, lobby. Looks as though we're going to get a game 3 of Q or Yakov. Oh, maybe it was game 2. Maybe, well, let's find out. I don't think it was. I feel like it's game 3, personally, but about to find out. About to find out. Let's see what the score is here. 1-1. Okay, so it is indeed game 3. Wow, so Yakov and Q are going to go to game 3. I'm going to join in for that here in just a moment. And then the winner plays herO. So it just gives us a very clean section of the bracket to follow along with, guys. So we'll just kind of stick with this. And like I say, we'll be getting into it in just a moment or so. Just waiting for Yakov to join this lobby. And this game 3 is going to be ready to go. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Alrighty, we're counting down. Let's go into game 3 of this Q or Yakov series. And let's see what we get. Let's see what happens. On White Rabbit. Ooh, excuse me. In the bottom left, our red Terran is Q, and the top right, our blue Zerg is Yakov. And get this ready to go. Getting this started off. Alrighty. Kicking off into some action. Yakov and Q. I'm going to have an overlord coming across the map early. Apparently ByuN versus Zound is starting, but I kind of like the idea of following this match and then going from there, to be honest. Yeah, if you hear some screenshot sounds, like I say, I'm just trying to get the Doyu Cup stuff sorted for next week, guys. I appreciate it's not ideal in the middle of a game, but I'd rather get it sorted when they're available than leave it and forget about it than not actually be able to cast this event next week. That would kind of suck, so trying to avoid that. Just following this Overlord. Obviously, Kira, his opening is going to be this Reaper, very standard Reaper as well, not a low ground, multi-racks or anything like that. Very standard Reaper that's going to pop and is going to start coming out to the other side. So just going to come straight over with this for now. Get this on the go. So Reaper comes through for a little bit and get that going. I'm just going to have to tap out again here for a second, guys. Reaper hops back down. I'm just going to be seeing the Reaper and company coming around a little bit then, so not going to do too much straight away. A little bit of motion back and forth. Get that started. Try and see what we can do. Queen going to shoot. Reaper will take a bit more damage again, so a few more shots coming around. Let's go and see that link speed and the extra drones continue to produce through as well. So continue to bring that over for the moment. Again, drones in production. Again, link speed will build. We continue to bring this over for the moment. So again, we get this going, we get this started up. Reaper hops through. I'm just going to be putting a little bit of pressure on for a moment or so. Reaper continues to come around this main base, just trying to see what else is happening. And there's a Rotoran, there is a lair, this is 2 bases. So it's going to be a cant on the Rotoran, though. Do we scout the Rotoran as Cure? No. Interesting. Very interesting. Another Reaper comes back about. And the Spy coming through. Again, Hatch, couple Overlords coming in, banishing the Hellions coming up. This Orbital Command's going to lift off. It's going to try and move toward the 3rd base here. So we're going to try and get that set into position very quickly and easily as well. Again, Spire, the Bane Nest coming into the back for a few moments here. A couple of Marines are going to gather up. They're just going to get onto this Overlord. Going to get some damage dealt. Just going to put some work in for a few moments. And we are going to get that Overlord picked off. So, clearing that out. Overlord falls already. And we do just have ourselves the, again, Spire, Bane Nest. A couple of spores continue to come through. Reaper is continuing to head to the upper right side. Trying to see what else is going on. And that Reaper is going to come put around the top here for a couple of moments then. Coming around for a second. Actually going to take a little bit of a chance to fight these. Hellions going to get through for 4 workers, make it 5. Now the meters start to show up. These meters will be good for some damage, if nothing else, as the Hellions get cleaned out. And we just have ourselves now the meters able to go across the map, so we'll see how well defended we are here as Kira in these next few moments, figuring out exactly how this is going to play out. It's going to have the meters flying in. A couple of SCVs dead so far. Pretty reasonable at the moment. Not too much of an issue just yet. Thought this could get a little scary, but for now, like I say, we're kind of seeming fairly fine. 1-1 melee upgrades behind this Bane speed coming through, and doesn't look as though Q is going to take too much damage or so. So as meters come about, Marines will be here. And again, the Baneling speed just finishing up. Melee upgrade, Carapace upgrade, all building through. The additional Zerglings are going to produce. And Marines are going to get there to chase these meters away back around the left. I'm going to get chased back in that direction. I'm just going to be having, again, a couple meters, Banes, Lings, all producing through. The +1 flyer attack is building as we speak. +1 Carapace also coming in with this. And this army starts to, or continues, to move around the left-hand side. So, big push from Cure. Yakov. This is the moment where you question, did our meter investment do enough? And it's like, you lose a meter, you didn't do much. be able to grab the siege tank here, so cleans that up, but there's a lot of Marines that remain. These Banes, there's no way they can chase off creep into this Marine count, so it's not feeling great. The Mutas are going to pull back home, but Kyo just has so much right now. 135 supply to the 117. He is looking strong in this moment. The Thor on the way out, a couple additional medevacs, and Marines all being produced through as well, so just bringing up everything he can here. As Yakov, more than likely looking for a chance to make a dive with these Mutas and make something happen, perhaps. Mutas dive through, a couple SUVs going down, the Marines are going to stim across. Marines on that right side show up, and again, the few Mutalisks will get chased for a couple seconds. There's our turret good. Mutas getting chased away. Back up that left-hand side. The other Marine coming over. Just going to have the Queen coming through as well. Oh. Well, you're not watching for a second. You're actually going to be in some scary territory. You lose a lot of units right away. And you lose a bunch, and that's going to become scary straight away. So it's going to be a little rough, to say the least. I'm just going to be seeing the Marines, the medevacs and everything. I mean, it's always scary when the Mutas are around, right? Because then there's always that chance they continue through. Sorry, guys. It should be the last screenshot sound here as well. Didn't even make a sound this time. What the hell? Getting scamazzled. Oh, because it didn't work. Love that for me. That's that guy, sorry. The rest of these units coming back. The Muta's going to gather again. It's just going to decide what we do. Again, the Muta's come back over for a little bit. The Lings, the Banes gather together. Marines, the medevacs pulling back down. Marines will come about. Just going to be seeing the 2-2 melee upgrades coming over. The Burrow coming through. +1 flyer attack. Oh, sorry, fly carapace coming over. I mean, that fight from Yakov kind of bought him some time to not die. But that's pretty much all it's done so far. Where's the audio? Sorry, have I messed the audio up? I messed the audio up, didn't I? Sorry, guys. It's because I'm screwing around with the ByuN thing. My bad. I just I muted it in case the ByuN stream made sound, and I didn't. And then I forgot to unmute it. I've had freaking audio the entire time. Apologies. As you see, our Mutas are just gonna keep coming around. Then I'm just gonna keep moving through. Going to gather up for a little bit, so. Going to be seeing the Mutas still trying to be a threat, trying to be a little bit of danger here where possible. As we see the Mutas and the Overseer continue to come about, the Marines and the Marauder of the Thor continue to come about as well. Just going to attack through here. Just going to still have the couple Widow Mines going off. A couple of these Banes getting grabbed as well, so little bits of additional damage being found. This push from Q is still looking strong. The missile turret's coming through as well. As the missile Mutas trying to just once again buy time and harass a little. A couple of Marauders in the front will apply a bit of pressure. They actually break through, and I was so on creep. A couple of Thors are just standing strong though. They're tanking a bunch of shots, and Infesta dies. Yakov's supply is really not looking pretty. We just have ourselves, yeah, +3 melee, +1 fly carapace. Still coming through as the Mutas come back over to the sides. Mutas fly in, just going to aim for that planetary. Still just going to be seeing the rest of the Lingbane and Infesta coming through. Feels as though Kyo should have enough to kind of power through here. A couple of Thor shots will go out. Overlord taking some more damage. The Marine trying to fight as well. This Fire Force will come around. Just have that Overlord taken out also. Gonna get this hatchery on the other side of the map. We are gonna still see the Ling meter coming over. Banes as well. Wouldn't mind shot. Tries to line up on the meters. Trying to do a little bit of something, but not quite surviving just yet. The army coming back through. Thors will shoot. A couple of meters still taking big damage. And Q is taking a lot of shots, but I think he's going to do more devastating damage than what Yakov is. I think Yakov's going to reach a stopping point where he can't do much else. And Q's army over here is going to shred reinforcements for a little bit. Now, Ultras are popping. Are they going to be a good enough answer to kind of save the day here or not? That's what we're about to find out. We run into the back lines. It's going to be hard for the Ultras to even get there. They have to run around the mineral patches. Yeah, okay, very well handled by Q. Widowmine's going off. As these units return home, Mutas are going to eat some Widowmine shots to begin with. Yakov just does not have a way to sustain and survive. And that's going to be GG. All right, guys, coming back through then in a few moments. I'll get this back on track with Q versus herO series. Alrighty, so we will head over to the next game. Which is, like I say, going to be the herO Q match. Cool. Apparently ByuN and ZYN are still waiting to start. But we're going to go herO Q for sure. Because I think other people are going to go ByuN ZYN, so I think we can go herO Q. Cool. Alright, yeah, let's go herO Q. Apparently I'm the only one that wants to cast this one. Unbelievable. I also think I've got my, stuff sorted out on the ByuN side, so that's going to be awesome when it comes to next week. So that'll be awesome. Great. Thank you for your patience with me on that, guys. Like I said, just messing around with stuff while we have the person available to help us. So that next week we can show you guys some awesome games as well. Thank you so much, Travezino, for the gifted sub to TickyFire86. Appreciate the gifted sub. And yeah, sorry for the a little bit of distraction, guys. I really wanted to get this sword, so it was just done. Because yeah, next week we have to cast a clean feed off the Chinese streaming website, and usually that has all sorts of issues. But they were getting me an account set up and setting set up and stuff so that it would work, and we will just be able to watch it very cleanly. So yeah. Top right side, blue Protoss is herO. Bottom left side, the red Terran is Q. Game one of a cheeky little best of 3 quarterfinal matchup. There's a lot of quarterfinals happening. Quarterfinals happening across the board right now. ZYN and ByuN is about to happen over on yeah, ZYN and ByuN's about to happen over on the... Ooh, I actually don't know who's casting it. Because it's about to happen on the mainstream. I'm not sure who else is in game with it. Let me do some digging on the streams for you guys again, let you guys know where you can watch what. So, on Roddy's stream, you guys can find Classic leading Percival 1-0. On Steadfast stream, you can find Clem versus Shin. I actually don't think there's an English cast of ByuN ZYN. Wow, okay. Well, fair enough. Sometimes it'd be like that. Yeah, Clem Shin on Indy's stream as well. On the Chinese stream is going to be ByuN ZYN. We might be able to show you a bit of it between the games of this one. As there we got herO. Here ready to go. There's already a probe here early trying to be annoying against a command center coming down. The Marine is going to produce to deal with this. And get that set up and ready to go. Probe on the move. I'm just going to have ourselves the next coming around, the Adept and the Warp Gate building up. This probe is going to get chased by the Marine for a few moments, just going to get pushed out of here and chased for a couple moments. It's going to be fairly peaceful at the probe. Will come check again. The Adept will follow. Obviously, because there's no Reaper, you can be fairly aggressive here, and the Adept will be able to do a fair amount until this factory pops out a Cyclone or so. herO will be under a little bit of pressure, a little bit of duress to try and keep things going. Now, the STV finishes the command center at least, so we do manage to finish this up as the Adept gets the kill. The STV did not jump into the command center, which seemed like the idea. Probe nibbles the Marine, so it only needs 2 Adept shots in total to go down instead of 3. And this probe is just... this probe apparently just giving itself up to guarantee that we know a Cyclone is popping. You have a sentry walking across the map. That seems kind of wild. I don't know what else we were expecting to pop out of the factory, but it is a Cyclone. I guess we're still far enough away we can turn around already. Anyway, on the patch PTR, no. I would presume they're going to update it at least one more time before they push it to live. Unless yeah, I'm not sure what the timeline is though. I think maybe end of this month. I don't know. I expected it to have been patched by now. To be honest, I expected it to be pushed live, but we did not see it. The Adept, Sentry, and the Stalker. We'll just gather. Blink going through. It's about halfway done. Big shove down to the bottom side. That's gonna shoot. SCV gonna take some damage. Stalkers and a sentry coming through. So see a few more shots coming around. Extra SCVs continue to drop. 5 workers and a mule going down, so the sentry works wonders, and Q just blocked into his base. Now the Cyclone shows back up. I think we're just going to recall. It's such a good preemptive recall from herO. Just, he knows what the play is. He knows what he's trying to do, and he knows as soon as he's trying to get out of here. So, yeah, great idea. And backs up from that one as the Stalkers continue to head down toward the bottom left. The probe's gathering around, just going to throw the battery into place. Hallucination coming over as well. Yeah, Stimpack Combat Shield +1 all building. The army ready to poke around on the bottom side. Start trying to get a few more of these Marines. You jump back out, blinking back down to the low ground again. Attack, combat, concussive shells. All continue to build. Marine Marauder medevac. Still in production. A few Stalkers going to poke onto the bunker as well. A couple Marines trying to step out the front. The Marauder going to be there. You just get a bit of damage done, and then you can turn those Stalkers away for a little bit. Charge. He'll be finishing soon. The Nexus comes up onto the 4th base, so herO going to get that started pretty much immediately. So we get this 4th underway, beginning for now. Bringing that through. Biocycle going to trade. A couple Stalkers get pushed back. Just having our Marine Marauder Helene coming through. The medevac still building. ByuN still trying to fight. A couple Stalkers still getting out of there. Just take a couple moments to have Q really power this fight up. And he's bringing the SCVs, so it's going to be all-out aggression here from Q in these next couple moments. Can herO defend this? He's down 10 army supply. He's down an attack upgrade, so the odds are kind of stacked against him. He's going to hallucinate a Colossus. He does have force fields in his favor. I don't think Q wants to waste time going for that base. Going to turn and fight. I feel like that GG was based on the fact he thought this was a real Colossus. It was not. Not sure how different it would have really looked, though, to be honest. Like that felt like he saw the Colossus and he was like, I'm done. But I don't know if it would have mattered anyway. I think herO has a lot of firepower there. The S-Delts haven't charged and getting in. He tapped out real quick. Yeah, I think if the Colossus is real, it's over. I think he should have stayed another 10 seconds. I think he should have seen the fight out, you know? But, yeah, I think he should have seen the fight out. Hook style, yeah. No, it's one of those scenarios where I think he knows it's been bad for him, and I don't think he has much belief in this attack, and I think he probably does potentially GG seeing a Hallucinate Colossus, but honestly, the rest of the units were in pretty good numbers anyways. Like, the fact herO says, I'm happy to attack straight into you, like, right away here, instead of backing off and buying time, sort of shows you as well that herO also believes he has just a whole... I know that's how herO plays, but it is that confidence that he has enough to step forward and actually make something happen in this scenario, so... yeah, very cool. Very cool. There was a chance. Yeah, I think there was a chance too. I think he should have stayed in for another couple minutes. Well, not even a couple minutes, like another 20 seconds. But alas, he did not, and hence herO has the 1-0 lead, heading toward a PvP semi-final against Classic at the moment. Probe down the bottom, moving through for a couple moments. Probe comes about, just going to be seeing a couple SCVs coming around. Probe exits and heads back to the top. Well, he just built our expansion, Cybercore building through. Factory going to be on the way up initially here from Cure before he expands, and he'll have a Reaper this game to go onto the map with, so going to try and find some info. If it comes up, I'm just going to turn back into the center. Adept, Stargate, the Nexus coming through. Wouldn't mind. Command center in the reactor, building as well. We'll continue to bring that into play for a few moments. Okay, it drops down. Stargate will produce. Okay, coming through. And again, the starport building from Kira as well. Wouldn't mind just sits to the side. I have the Phoenix coming up here, so here we're playing that Stargate opening, something obviously quite different to the usual expectation. Reaper just holds about. I'm just going to see the Phoenix and the Warp Gate coming through. The Gates, the probes coming around, and the Reaper just turns away from the Adept. Just going to shoot. Reaper going to take some damage. Let's see what this medevac can do. Obviously against Phoenix, probably not a lot. It's probably going to find itself being chased and hunted sooner rather than later. As the medevac gets into this back corner, and the Phoenix show up. Medevac will at least fully unload. Oh no, I didn't fully unload. Didn't get the mine out of all things. You kill a probe, I believe. I mean, that's what the Phoenix do. If you don't know the Phoenix are there, then they show up and they shut down drops and aggression in the early stages of the game very comfortably, and that puts herO into a pretty cracking spot to start us off. I want to know a lead in this series and a big, strong start of Game 2. It's exactly what you want to see when you're going to play these Phoenix, because now you get free reign to come across the map, do some damage. Q is building Vikings, Cyclone, Marines. I mean, he's going to have a lot of anti-air units. He could maybe make a shove and just question, do you have enough outside the Phoenix to deal with things? Phoenix just going to linger on the edge, try and get some more work done. Just gonna continue to gather up, just gonna step through once again. I mean, these really are the excitement of this right now. Now our Phoenix gathering again, charge coming through, Next is about to be done. Next gates coming over, +1, combat shield and stim pack. We'll continue to produce here. Again, charge still building. It's going to see stim pack and combat shield on the way. The Marines, the Cyclone, the Vikings are quick to knock down that hallucination as well. Cyclone getting a lock on, chasing the Phoenix up for a little while. Cyclone gets locked onto, just going to have a chance to get a Phoenix. Gets it low, but not doing too much else. And combat shield +1 coming through. The Phoenix still going to go around the right side. There's a Widowmine we can jump on. Just going to grab that straight away. Now a couple of additional SCVs going down already. Tank going to get siege. CC is going to float across. An observer, Robo Bay coming about right now. Couple of barracks and the mines coming through. Marine Marauder, stim pack, +1, concussor shells, all the upgrades that we're looking for. Cure supply is already just in the bin, mind. I mean, his word count's 10 behind. That's kind of null, but the army supply being huge for herO is just amazing for him. Now, it is mostly Zealots. He's just playing Zealot Phoenix here, essentially. So it's very cheap units. Behind this, he does just now finish up the road base. He can start attack beyond this, but I think he's going to try his look at just running Zealots en masse into this natural third location and just seeing if it's good enough. Seems to be the plan. Charging through. Zealot's going to get to work. Phoenix going to get some lifts off. They obviously can just take a few other bits of the DPS out of this as well. Here we're just going to stomp through. This is a very good starting point. That Phoenix opening really did wonders, and that is GG's. Alrighty, guys, so that's going to be herO through to play Classic, but I presume they have to wait for the mainstream, which is not ready yet, because I'm pretty sure they're still doing ByuN versus Zoun, so even in game for 8 minutes, I should be able to actually just, with our brand new account, show you guys this from the Chinese stream. So let's try and do that. So let's jump onto ByuN Zoun, because I don't think anything's going to begin until this wraps up. So let's do this for a little bit and just keep our eyes on a match that's currently happening. Alrighty, so we have ourselves the roars and the mines going through. Do I have a quality control on here? I don't know what these purple things are either. Haven't figured that part out yet. Anyways, we just watch from here. We'll just chill a little bit and just see what happens. Obviously, no game sounds, guys, because they have the Chinese casting going on. But this is the ByuN sound game that no one else was involved in. Like I say, the other guys are casting the Percival Classic match. Maybe Roddy's casting this one now, actually. If he got across in time for game 2. Sound does lead 1-0. Oh my god, it's been so long since I've seen the exclamation mark @ hashtag on the supply of a on the supply of a of a game. It's been so long since we've casted a Chinese clean feed. Oh my god, that's funny. I can't even remember what the reason was. What was the number that gets blanked out? Is it 163? Oh, I don't have my old bot anymore, so I don't know. It's something like this combination of numbers is something like the Blizzard IP, not IP address, but like the Blizzard website for like China. So it gets filtered in the game so people can't pretend to be from Blizzard when typing to people in StarCraft. And that catches on the supply in-game as well. Like it gets blanked out. Yeah. It's something like that. It's been a while. Oh my god, we're getting things flying across the screen still. Now let me yeah, them things are not meant to be flying across the screen, but I'm gonna try and figure that out. Like I say, this is kind of a beta test for the W Cup stuff next week. Although that'll be a clean feed, so I don't think the stuff is gonna be flying across the top of the screen. Anyways, 3-3 upgrades, the building from ByuN. This one's looking like a bit more of a macro game. This is a rebroadcast. This is from the... So we're just watching the Chinese feed of the current... of the ongoing match that we can't jump into until it finishes. So nothing else will start until this match finishes, because we're at semi-finals now. So we're just watching the Chinese feed while we wait for this to get wrapped up, so that we can just be sure to kind of basically see how it goes. And if it goes to game 3, we'll join them in game, and then game sounds will come back as well. Just like that, ByuN is going to win it. And we can go to game 3 from in-game, so that's why I jump out quickly and get that ready to go. Cool. Alright, guys. I'm gonna jump into this game 3 as long as I click this in time. I didn't click in time, did I? I'm so dumb. Oh, I'm so dumb. I didn't click it in time. That's completely on me. That's completely on me. I got distracted. I was fixing the notification things. Right, we're gonna go back to watch it from the Chinese stream then, guys. Sorry, that's my fault. Sometimes not very smart, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sometimes not very smart. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, so sound ByuN, we missed getting in game for game 3. That's my bad. Alright, well, we'll kick off into game 3, and we'll see what goes on. I'm a bit checked out because we don't have games left. Oh, I'm so dumb. So it's going to be classic herO in one semi-final, and then the winner of Zhao and ByuN will play the winner of Shin and Clem that's currently going on as well. Probably coming around. Gateway barracks coming about. Just going to see the probe coming about and trying to see what's going on for a little bit. Yeah, just going to have ourselves the Marine continue coming through for a little while. And we'll have ourselves CC on the way as well on the low ground. So let's commence into building up, get that on the way, get this started. Is there a date for the patch going live? Nope. Fetcher about to finish. This Marine's going to be coming through depots producing. We again take a little bit of time to fully set here. Alrighty, so just going to be having the store coming through the Warp Gate, the Twilight Council, a lot of that coming into action for the moment, so... Getting this producing through for a little bit. Figuring out what we can do for ourselves. Blink coming through, Warp Gate coming into position. Just going to see a couple of gateways coming about as well. So continue to, again, bring this about for now. Looking pretty reasonable. At the moment, everything looking cozy. As we have that blink in the robo facility, the gateway coming through also. Medevac has a couple of Widow Mines still inside. Just going to be seeing the robo facility probes and the blink continue to come about. And the Medevac just and ready to try and Widow Mine it up. We actually have one mine on the ground, which is very fun, because that suggests this idea of just walking one in, or maybe he's actually just going to leave it to block the third base. That seems to actually be ByuN's plan here, so blocking that third up a little bit at the moment. I don't mind coming over. I'm just going to see ourselves again. The Banshee, the tank, the Marines will continue to come through. The next in the pile are going to drop down. Put that back in position here and just going to have ourselves Zhao getting set up across these three bases and starting to look fairly cozy. Those stalkers are going to gather up. They're going to sit around for a few moments. They're just going to gather. Against impact, +1, all of that coming through. The Templar Archives, a few gateways, and the Nexus coming up. The charge is building through as well. So again, we bring a lot of that into play right now. Is this Banshee still going to sit tight and wait for its opportunity to maybe try to get something done here in the next few moments. And coming about ByuN, keeping an eye on things here as Zaun is on his way to that storm, on his way to charge a lot of things in the near future, which obviously look good for him. Stokes gather up. Again, Bio Army going to come over for a little bit. It's going to gather around. Cyclone locking on. Going to get a Stalker for a few moments to get some damage done. The Zell going to get after the Widow Mine. Again, forging a couple of gates still coming through for a few moments. Big drop. Actually denying some of the production is really nice. Knocking pylons down, and so it's almost always going to be a big benefit. And switching the tanks, the Stalker's actually taking some of the storm damage right now is not exactly ideal long term, so that part is not looking so hard. A couple of Widow Mines going off on the Archons here as well. More damage being done, those Zelts still coming back through. I'm just going to shoot a couple of Zelts going down. The Observer pulling back over to that right side. So pulling back across. Prism +1. A couple of Forges and the Assimilator coming through. The Ghost Academy coming into play as well. Continue to bring that about. Still got our 1-1 upgrades building. 5 more Zealots. The Observer coming through. Oh, nice storms on the ramps. The Widow Mines getting up in front are just going to mostly die. Okay, one goes off, actually splashes dead center on the Zealots, so gets something done if nothing else. A lot of other units moving back around. I'm just going to back it off. We're not going to see Down is setting up himself. Still have 1-1 building through. That thermal lance on the way in. The command just going to be coming over. Take a few moments to set a lot of this up. Fire Force is going to come through, just going to go after the rocks here for a couple of moments, so just trying for a little bit more activity. I'm going to be seeing ByuN just still stepping back again, so not trying to do too much. Both players are getting close to maxing out right now, which obviously makes this a bit more of an interesting later phase situation. Army gathering together. 2-2 upgrades. The ship weapons continue to come about. Fire Force just gonna come around again, trying to see what else we can do. Oh, massive storms, my goodness. Those are not the sort of storms you want to be seeing if you are a ByuN fan in the slightest. Plain and simple. That is not pretty. Not pretty at all. Well, ByuN is going to recover. His struggle right now is getting that fourth base up and online. If he could just get that online, that would be rather comfortable for him. And as we see, the Stalker's getting pushed back, and EMP coming down. Still going to have the rest of this coming back through again. So, trying to set a lot of this up. It's going to be seeing that CC going back around also for a couple seconds. Couple EMPs. Oh, those are nice EMPs. The Vikings going to be able to chase those Colossus as well following this, so it's going to be a nice little moment or two. I see Zan actually re-engaging back through. ByuN does not have the economy to take a big fight here and rebuild off the back of it. Those few mortals on the right side are going to do a lot of work as well. They're continuing to crush for a little bit, so they're getting some pretty serious damage dealt. Pretty good going right now. The Bioforce coming back along. Just for a couple moments. Good storm coming down as well. Also just trying to see a bit more of what is happening. +3/+3 coming through. We're just going to be seeing ourselves the Caduceus Rector. I mean, ByuN is still hanging on in there. Like I say, he's really reliant on whatever he mines at any moment rather than having built up a bank. So it's a little bit shaky at this point. Just going to be seeing the 3/3 upgrade still continuing through for the moment. Stalkers will push. Refinery goes down. Stalkers still trying to get forward. Army settling. Planetary Fortress will join up together as well. Couple of hits coming by again. Just going to be seeing the Colossus firing. Stalker's going to get after the Vikings. Good storm onto the bio initially. Big Bioforce is coming through. A couple of Colossus and the Stalker's gathering up. I see the couple High Templars gathering again, plus 2 ship weapons coming up, Marauders, Vikings all on the way. I mean, Zan has taken a lot of the map, getting into this very powerful position. Zan pushes on that right side, gonna hit this planter. I think this planter is in some trouble. ByuN can't really afford to lose it, but at the same time, can Zan afford to lose all the Colossus super easily? Kills the base. Surely this opens the pathway for ByuN just having to go straight across the map. I mean, Zan's out of gas, but if we just walk... I mean, I feel like ByuN's not just going to walk across the map. Maybe he just takes this as a chance to reestablish the fourth, but I just don't think that's a winning play long term. Yeah, I think you got to go across the map right now and just try and make something of this situation at the end of the day. Otherwise, I feel like you're in trouble. Gets another pile on the Vikings to gather. Some more Zealots, Colossus coming through. Libs and Marauders and the +2 ship weapons coming about as well. Losing the Colossi moves, I mean, at the end of the day, like, losing the Colossi sucked for Zan, but he was just still so rich, it didn't really matter too much. He was able to survive a counter. ByuN reestablishes the forward base. He does have the base to the left side up as well. Trying to be annoying over here with a Liberator, using some factory tech along with it. I mean, Zan's back on the map, ready to trade once more. 6k minerals, 1k gas, banked up and ready to party with, so looking to utilize that in the very near future. You know, some harass, but I mean, the entire mineral line is just getting wiped out. That base getting knocked down again. We're actually going to see this portion of the bio getting caught by Zan coming from the center. I mean, it sounds like Colossus is also going to have, once again, just a terrible time getting completely cleaned out. This is such a messy game. I feel like Zan has had so many advantages and just has been unable to do enough. Chunk of mules coming down onto the right side. So we having the Stalkers coming back around, the Zealots gathering back up. And Zan comes back in again, shoving through. Supply of ByuN is not looking good. Vikings going to go back the other way. Colossus going to take a few more shots. I mean, I'm being convinced that ByuN's been about to die like 5 times. I mean, a very typical PvT where you just kind of keep presuming. You should never presume someone's about to die in PvT. A lot of the times it's not actually the case. Seven Stalkers, a couple Colossus coming through, and then Prism coming up. Again, we get 4 Marauders producing in from ByuN, 5 SCVs. Building at a time as he tries to get economy back online. A charge in. There's no planetary here anymore, but the bio just sitting in the choke point is good. The Colossus gets zoned back. Stalkers at least getting rid of some of the Vikings and so on. Watching this one off the Chinese feed, guys, I missed getting in game, which was a bit silly, especially for a long game. Zan is not exactly on a massive bank anymore. If ByuN takes another fight or two, there may be like a world where we can possibly, maybe, get something else done. The Colossus is going to shoot the bio army, taking damage. Solid Stalker will come over. Just going to see those SCVs taking a bit more damage again. Clipper Siege, the orbital lifts off, just going to peel away. 6 more zealots coming about. The Bio going to try and make a dive. How many times have we seen the Colossi die in this game? A ridiculous number. I wish you could just check how many Colossi had died because it's been a ridiculous amount. ByuN getting pushed back again around the remnants of economy for ByuN. Just don't think ByuN has enough to truly see it through. And that's going to be GG's. GG's. ByuN is going to tap it, and Zoun is going to take it. So Zoun moving through into the semis alongside herO and Classic we knew about. Clem is the other player that's still ongoing on Steadfast stream, I believe. Or maybe just finished up. Looks like he just finished up. Clem 2-1 over Shin. Awesome. herO Classic first. PvP coming in right now, guys. Get this set up. Who won? Missed the last fight to ads. Zan won. Sorry, guys. I couldn't stop the ads. We were not meant to be in the game, so I didn't run the ads properly beforehand. That's on me. My bad. Alright, bit of PvP coming through, guys. A little bit of PvP coming through. Do 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 do. We're in the lobby, so it's just a question of getting everyone set and ready. We should be able to send this, guys, very soon. Going into Old Republic. Countdown's on. Let's get going. Old Republic coming up. Let's send it and see what's gonna happen. Again, just some PvP action here today. In the bottom left-hand side, the blue Protoss player is going to be herO. In the top right, our red Protoss is Classic. Alright, game number 1, best of 3 semi-finals here today. So Classic was actually a bit shaky against Showtime. Look, he won the series 2-0, but the first game losing that Void Ray was very bad for him. So hopefully sharpens up a bit. As he took down Percival since then. herO we watch take out Cure. Again, it will be Clem against Zoun on that top side semi-final. That will come up after this PvP. It's going to be the order of things. Probes on the way, gateway producing through. And we do have ourselves the probe across the map from Classic scouting for a little bit. Trying to see a bit of what's going on. Probe coming over, and let's see the cyber cores coming through. It's going to be that second gateway versus one gateway. So Classic on the one gate this time around seems to be the plan. Stargate, Stalker, whole gate coming through. Robo facility already built naturally from herO, so he's going to go forward, middle of the map, Robo, expecting the expansion played from Classic, and looking to play a denial to that. And there is the expand, which we expect off the one gate Stargate. So will herO be able to break this down, becomes our question. You can see the Adept and the Stalker coming through. Prism and the Warp Gate continue to come about for a little bit as well. It's going to set that in. We're going to shoot. Adept is going to come about. Just going to be getting pushed away, obviously. Important for herO to gather units up and then send this in one big kind of push. We are going to see the couple Stalkers in the Adept going to move up into the main base now, so just going to head on over there for the moment. The present play to start us off is actually kind of cute. We are going to lose a Stalker though. I didn't really, yeah, I mean, obviously just not loving that part of it was not ideal, but otherwise looking reasonable. Adept Stalker is just going to continue to come about. Then going to be seeing the Stalker and the Probe coming over. Just going to be having the Void Rays production still continuing, so getting into a bit of a stronger position here. Void Ray battery still coming about, that Void Ray producing, so the thing for herO so far is he's not knocked a Void Ray down, and his Stalker count needs to start growing ASAP, because otherwise he's not going to have the anti-air he needs to truly kind of blast through the Void Rays and to really make, you know, start making some differences. Void's activating. Void's activating, Stalker's going to pull back so far, not doing too much. We can get the shields off the Void Rays, but we lose the Prism, and there was even a Stalker inside of that as well. Oof. Well, new Prism has to build, but this does not feel good for herO. This feels the Classic is getting into a good defense, and looking as though he's holding on. And Void Ray about to finish, pylon coming through. The Stalker's warping in, just going to be seeing this Prism ready to fly toward the main base. Void's just activating, just going to see the Stalker's able to get one Void Ray, looking for another. Lifting up, dropping back down. These Stalkers still getting to work. Another Void Ray going down. Now another one. Taking a little bit more damage. The Stalkers gather back up, sitting beneath that Void Ray for a little bit. 3 more Stalkers coming through from herO. Void Ray just going to be popping, and I do think Classic still just has the numbers. Like I say, the Void Ray count still at 2 is very good for him. He has the Oracle spotting to the other side. The battery count is very good here. He popped Prismatic Alignment immediately, and these Voids are just going to scare these Stalkers off. We also just have a good enough Stalker count. It's not like Classic is only defending with the Void Rays. He's got the Stalker count of his own. I feel like that is definitely doing some work for him right now. Stalker's trying to step through. The Void's and the Stalker stepping back again. We go back and forth. That Void Ray very nearly goes down. Does get healed back up a little bit by the battery. Stalker and the Void's coming around. Stalker's still stepping up. We're going to see one Void Ray going down. That's something for herO. I still just don't think it's enough. Two Void Rays still firing. The micro on the Prism is good, but the Prism now taking damage as well. However, that is damage that doesn't go onto Stalkers, so it does leave the damaging units available for a little bit longer. Still feels like Classic has the defense here, and again, it's still herO that has to make the kind of the breaking through kind of movement. A third Void Ray has now joined the team. That means we do have a fresh prismatic alignment available. We'll lose one Void Ray very quickly here, though. Oh, this stasis hits, however. Oh, the stasis hit is massive because now these Stalkers are going to be stranded here a little bit. The Prism is actually getting zoned away by the Void Rays, which will not be able to catch it, but he's zoned it very far back, so it's not going to be able to help evacuate these Stalkers. What does herO do to make the most of these Stalkers right now? I don't think it's enough to shoot down a Void Ray. If he runs, he's going to walk into another stasis, just with a couple of Stalkers. Stasis Ward's going to come in big. Another Stasis up to the top side, lands on 3 Stalkers as well. And it just gets worse and worse here for herO. GG's. Classic is going to take game 1 of this best of 3. Defense was good, as we said and saw. And Stasis Ward's a really hard carry in the latter moments of that, as we'll get ready for game 2, which will be our second map. And then, obviously, like I say, some Clem action after this one, guys. Clem's down will be our second semi-final of the day coming through. Gone down into Tourmaline for our second game, guys. Without the stage, you wonder if herO could have won. I think he was on the verge of looking good, no? Like, at that moment, he looked as though he was about to push in, but that's why you have the stasis there. To try and make it so you can't just push in when things get a bit scary for you as a defensive player. But if he just sent one Stalker in and then pushed in with everything, like, that was a moment where he was starting to break through, right? Like, this was absolutely a moment where it was getting very, very scary for Classic. So, herO's been a dominant figure in the Kung Fu Cup series this year. Let's see what happens this time. Is in the bottom left side. Our blue Protoss player is herO. In the top right, our red Protoss is Classic. Who will represent in the finals today? That's what we are trying to find out. Got gates on the way from both players this time around, so obviously a big difference to what we just saw in the previous round, so definitely a little bit of something different this time. Mixing it up a little bit. Classic really has been very fond of these expansion-based PvPs lately, but it's always a little risque because you're playing a scenario where obviously you're putting yourself in some danger. Certain builds can be very aggressive into you, but yeah, Classic's really been a bit of a believer on that front for a little while. Couple of Stalkers coming around, gets settled here for a couple moments. Having ourselves the robo facility coming through then, so bringing that about, getting that set up. The robo facility still coming through as well then, so bringing that around. And so we do have ourselves the couple of Stalkers going to get to the low ground here early and start putting some pressure in. And damage being dealt for a few moments. A couple of Guardian shields are going to come around. Again, Stalkers, the sentries gather up. There's going to be seeing a little bit of pressure coming straight in here. You can see the fight continuing in Classic is obviously now the one applying a whole lot of this pressure. Couple more shots coming through. Classic, does he keep that Stalker alive? No, so more of a straight up trade than I think he would have been initially looking for, to be honest. Couple Stalkers still coming about. Now the Blink and the Dark Shrine from Classic, as they've both obviously expanded, and like I said, this is more some light pressure from Classic than anything else here. So now where do we go? Now what does our plan kind of become? Seeing a couple of units coming around for a few moments, so just setting up over there. 8 probes going down is a pretty big deal across the map, though, so that's going to be some pretty hefty damage to start us off, if nothing else. Seeing the Prism is coming around. herO is going to lose the Prism. That's going to be a massive loss of army, as we are going to see that Immortal is going to go down, and then everything else should fall to follow up. Do we have enough from Classic? He's got a battery that's got out of energy, pulling back. He lost a lot of probes. Yeah, he's down 6 workers in total, but he's about to have Blink, which is going to be really nice following up, because he can maybe now be the player to be a little bit more aggressive overall in this game. So that part maybe actually becomes quite intriguing here. Battery coming through, a couple of probes in the assimilator coming up as well. Yeah, an Immortal, a couple of probes, gateway coming through. The DT is going to get after a few more workers also. For a little bit. Trying to find a little bit more damage. DT's still gathering here, so we take a couple more moments. 9 more probes going down for herO is obviously pretty rough. Obviously, like I said, we had the Dark Shrine, right? So the DT is able to get in, do some work, a couple of DTs. Now 18 probes to kill in total for herO in this game. He's down in army supply too, plus his opponent has the blink advantage. I think these stalks coming across the map from Classic might be putting Classic into the finals of this week's Kung Fu Cup. herO is not even going to try and fight it. He's knocked out. Very rare for herO not to play the finals of this event. But it will be like that today. GG. GG's. All right, we go to America for Zound versus Clem. Our next matchup in just a few moments' time. All right, wait for this lobby to come up, guys. I'll get this going. We'll run some ads and get back on track. Classic just looking good. What was last week's Kung Fu Cup result, actually? Last week's Kung Fu Cup was the... Oh yeah, Solo beat Clem last week. That was a banger, wasn't it? Solo beat Clem, Clem beat herO in the semi, so 2 weeks in a row herO's not made the finals. Which doesn't sound super crazy, but then you realize that herO has made the finals of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of now 12 cups. Having won 6 of those. Yeah, having run 6 of those 8 finals he played in. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. I guess we'll take a few moments. Let's just wait a few moments. Should be a few moments so we can get this going, guys. I thought it would have already viewed out, but apparently not. Alright guys, like I said, just win. Hopefully ready to go soon. Love it going through. Awesome. Kicking this off, guys, in a second. Clem versus Zound. Second semi-final of the day. Readying up here in the Kung Fu Cup. Edition 12. Ready to begin in just a few. Everyone's saying hello, hello. All right, everyone is asking if we're good. I think we are. So let's send it. Clem versus Down, semi-final number 2, guys, coming up right here. Let's get it going. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for hanging out with us. Been actually not as exciting a Kung Fu Cup as we sometimes had, but still been some cool games. Let's see if the semi-final kicks us off a little bit more. Let's see what happens as we get this one into play on Winter Madness. In the top left-hand side, the blue Protoss player is going to be, when we are done lagging out, Pommy. How you heading there, TJ Crispia? Are we good? We good? We're good. Top left-hand side, the blue Protoss is going to be Zown. In the bottom right, our red Terran is Clem. Alrighty, guys, some TVP action, semi-finals of today's Kung Fu Cup. Just a quick reminder, if you're watching on the YouTube, do take a moment to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps us out so very much. The subscribers especially, we are aiming for 50,000. We are on the countdown, 1,000 or so away to 50k, so help us out with that. And also, as we have a pause, we have the Patreon page. If you like what we're doing here, don't forget to support us. You can obviously do so many things, but Patreon is a great way to support the tournaments that we run. This is not obviously a tournament we run today, but just worth mentioning, as the rest of the week we will be casting Wardy events. Patreon.com/WardiTV helps us to make those happen. And of course, you can support in all the other ways as well if you do so fancy it. If you do so want to support, do consider subscribing, priming, and all of that good stuff. Helps us out a bunch. So yeah, Sound has a mouse issue, hopefully not too much of a problem. We'll just chill on then, guys. Thanks, Wardy, making the first half of every week worth it. No worries. We got the second half of this week for you guys as well. Spring Championship tomorrow through Sunday. Playoffs are going to be happening. Well, we are having a much longer pause here than I thought it was going to be. Looks like we're good. And we're going to get back into this, guys. Get this started off once again.
Game resumed.
Alright, well, we have proxy barracks coming up. Number 1, and soon to be number 2, as Clem's not wasting any time. Any time may be lost is about to be gained as we get this one going. Bro, trying to find the denial here, but we are going to be able to deny the second barracks. The scout is good. Only one barracks on the way. It's going to be a Reaper now from Clem. And we're going to have to go into a bit of a secondary plan for him, because obviously having to cancel barracks is not exactly ideal. Reaper is going to try and find something. Then we are going to get at least one probe on the low ground. You can see the Reaper is going to get the probe. Just going to try and catch this. And Reaper coming about. Just going to be seeing another Reaper popping. Clem getting the most out of that barracks before he floats it home. Which is going to be now. He starts up his command center, but yeah, definitely not the ideal start for him. He was looking for something much more aggressive than this. As yeah, what's up, Pelican? Thank you so much for the 74-month resub. Appreciate you. Stalker's out still poking, Debo taking some more damage. Let's see, that's still hitting that Reaper one more time. Reaper's actually putting some work and going to get 3 worker kills and is still looping around. The Adept is going to try and get a shade off that might be able to make a catch on this. Depth shades, and now the Reaper actually gets to go back to the high ground. Actually going to drop a recall to get units back to the main base. They're not doing much on the other side. Medevac is going to pop. Widow Mines will load up into that Medevac. See that tech lab getting cancelled. Just gonna see the Reaper coming back through tech lab on the factory. Again, another barracks coming into play. So Clem set up at home. Still needs to get the natural on the low ground, but actually made the most of this. Like the Reaper did a lot. Recall had to come down from Zaun. It was though a pretty yeah. I feel like it's been pretty okay for Clem, all said and done, considering the fact that it was a scout and proxy and denied second barracks to start. These Widow Mines are going to get 1 worker each, which is pretty much par for the courses. Oh no! Oh, that one. He reacted, he pulled, but he was just still in reach, and so the 1 probe leads to a massacre. Well, now it's really good for Clem. As I say, it's going to be nice because it's 1 worker per mine, which is par for the course, but you save one of the mines as well, and that's actually pretty good for Clem. Medevac will get out too. And then bam, that Widow Mine kills 12 workers on its own, and that is just straight up. I'm not going to say GG, but it's not good. It's not good for you, to say the least. It's not ideal. There's gathering, bunker setting up, depot off to the side. Prism Stalker's going to come back over. Just going to be seeing the barracks hopping over to the tech lab. So it's going to the high ground. Zan just knows he's got to do something. His hand is forced, right? You can't really stay in this. You're in a losing position, so you've got to try and make the risky plays. And to be fair, this is a risky play that's going to do some damage, but it just loses you too much, right? Like, you lose too much army here for this ever to actually be a good thing. So I think that's going to be a bit too much in the end. GG's. Clem takes game number 1 of the BO3. We got ourselves ready for game 2 coming up in a little bit. Alrighty, guys, get this ready to start. Might wrap it our second map here. So a slow start because of the pause, but Clem sped it up. With a mine shot really just locks it down and just sends us into a spiral or zone. You gotta play in a way that's not ideal. We go from there. Let's end it. Probably would have mind full honest early retirement. He did make it home, didn't he? I don't know if he survived the full game, but if he did, yeah, don't bring him back into game 2, Clem. He deserves better than that. Bottom left, disastrous start, looking to have a better setup. This time around, it's down. After such a good start too, finding and denying the proxy. Even then, like I say, the Reapers actually did a fair amount of work and put you in a pretty okay position, so yeah, kind of a weird situation. Top right, our Red Terran, Team Liquid's Clem. And get this on the way. Alright, game 2, start this off, get this going. Figure out where we're gonna head as we have the probes chasing the SCV around for a little bit, put some work in. SV coming across. Nexus core probe coming around. Getting set up for a little bit. I see the SCV patrolling over on the sides. And with the cheeky proxy starport this time around, that is so close to the main. I actually thought this Adept saw it. If the Adept stands here, does it see it? I'd imagine Clem has the vision pan, the position panda that it doesn't. So I mean, I guess maybe what's the chance of the adept stepping over there as well? Back on the way through. Zan has a proxy of his own, but this gateway is going to hit a little later than this Hellion force. It's going to be really awkward for Zan if he misses these Hellions. This probe is such a saving grace. Yeah, so that's a massive saving grace. He's going to kill the probe, but now you know, and now a Stalker at least is going to move in position. We actually do not have Warp Gate yet. Where the Hellion's going to go? You're expecting the main base drop. He's going to unload. I mean, I think we can still run through. There's only 2 units. The 3rd unit comes back now. Hit the natural. You pull the units down here initially as Clem, and then you go to the high ground where there's not going to be as many units. Now there's a warp in, but we can still probably get at least 1 full volley of Hellions off. Nice save on the Hellions as well. Nice pickup. Saving the low HP one for a little longer. Still going to be 10 workers, which is good. He also sees the setup here as well, which is that units were going across the map and then, you know, have obviously pulled back to deal with this. So you know there's potential for a bit more aggression potentially there as well. So I guess we'll see. Well, Stalk a couple of depths still moving across the map, so coming across there for a second is we'll see the bunker getting up. The tank gonna be here down. Not on a good word count. We need to do something, but he's so late on the blink because he was set up to be aggressive. Aggression that never came. Good target fire on that tank, by the way. It target fires the center of the Stalker, so the one Stalker that split forward was not the one that the tank hit. Nicely done. I'm just going to see that Adept going down. The Adept and the Stalker still gathering up. Depth of the shade again. Just gonna see the tanks, the Marines gathering up. Blink, Robo Bay coming through. Stim, Marines gonna settle. The Nexus coming into play. Pylon on the way out. You see this Nexus is gonna drop down in position as well. It's just gonna keep this going. Again, Robo Bay, the Nexus, a couple probes and Blink, all continuing through. Medevac is still coming about. Stimpack and the combat shield building up. Robe and the next is coming over. And Marines and the tanks gather. Stimpack combat shield coming through. Marine Marauder Medevac building. The Depot's on the way. Charging the Colossus coming up as well. Those few Adepts are going to cancel that shade. And the Medevac going to gather up as the Marines come through. The tank coming in, the SCVs are going to go chasing across the map, so we are going to be having Clem just sending it. He's losing a couple of SCVs already. His army supply is massive, by the way. No charge, no thermal lance. I'm scared that Zound just does not realistically have an army that can fight this. Like, I mean, this Colossus is going to die instantly. We stim up. Some Marines take a fair bit of damage, to be fair. Step forward, tanks will now siege, so Clem plays it a little bit more slowly. I love the SCVs pulling back to repair the tanks. They obviously got pretty beat up on the first couple of shots there, but now keeping them alive and now pushing forward a little bit more slowly as Clem puts a siege on this natural. The Robo's gone, so there's no more Colossus. That Thermal Lance is going to be a useless upgrade. Charge finishes, but we have a grand total of 2 Zealots, which is not going to do much at all. The Force Field's not going to change anything. Clem goes to the finals to play Classic, as Zaun is not going to have a defense here. This natural is overrun and gutted. And we have a third, but it's not working right now, and Clem is going to be able to push the tanks forward and siege the main if he wants to. Like I say, there's nothing really good coming out here from Zaun. He doesn't have the economy to play like a higher, basically like gateway force at this point. So, yeah, without a Robo and any splash damage coming through, like if you had a Colossus showing up against low HP bio units, I could maybe be a bit of a believer, but I don't think there's actually that much belief to be had in this situation as the tanks stay siege. Triple the army supply from Clem. He's a little low HP on units, like I say, but the Stalkers can't even get close because of the siege tanks. Clem is going to take it 2-0 for him, and is going to knock that one out. So Clem gets the 2-0, and we are going to get ourselves ready for finals, which will be Classic and Clem. I feel like they've played a lot recently. I feel like I've casted Clem Classic a good few times. Alright, let's have a look at Clem Classic recently. Clem 3-2 in the WardiTV Monday Finals not so long ago. 2-1 for Classic in the Kung Fu Cup Weekly. Number 10 a couple weeks ago. 2-1 for Classic, 2-1 for Classic, 3-2 for Clem in that other Monday Cup Finals. You know, they've been playing a good amount. Let's see how it goes today. Clem Classic coming up in a few moments, guys. Best of 5 will be going very soon. Kicking this into play in just a few moments. Alright guys, like I said, just waiting for videos and we'll get this started. Grand Finals best of 5 coming up. Brock going to be our opening game. Get this ready to start. Alright, Classic and Clem coming through. We are readying up, guys. Ready, Jelly Jeff, go. Clem Classic best of 5. How can you not be excited about that? Alright, let's go, guys. Let's get into our finals as we get into the bottom right-hand side. The blue Terran to start us off here. Repping Team Liquid, of course, is going to be Clem as we get this series on the go. Takes on the red Protoss in the top right corner of the map. It is classic. And get this ready to rumble. Away we go. Getting this sorted. Get any similar coming around, Rex and the gas coming through. Take a few moments and see what exactly the early game is going to look like here as we get operational for a little bit. So let's get this started out, seeing where we go. It's going to be seeing this probe coming around, the SCV coming over as well. Let's see the cyber core dropping down. T-Po's building slowed a little bit as the little bit of probe harass came in across the map. And our first Reaper will start up as Classic just throws the expansion down. Factory in production again, Cybercore coming through. Just gonna have our Nexus on the way. Again, the Adept and the Walker coming about, Reaper in the factory and building at the moment. I'll continue to bring that into action for the moment. And the CC just coming into place. Just gonna be seeing the Reaper heading to the top left side. Having the Nexus and the Twilight Council continue to produce through. You have the probe is actually going to go after this SCV, so SCV taking a few shots of damage. Probe is going to come along, just nibble at this SCV for a little bit. And the probe goes down as the Reaper shows up. The Adept now going to pop out and going to try and step over here for a few moments, so make a bit of a journey across, see what we can maybe do. And the 2 Reapers and that Hellion is going to move in for a second. You actually have 3 Reapers and a couple of Hellions, so there's going to be a fair bit of pressure in the early stages here. And Reapers, Hellions coming around, a couple of Depths will step back up towards the center. It's going to start shading for a couple moments. What am I, STV and the Medivac producing? And these Adepts going to shade right into the Hellions and the Reapers. Now we are going to get a Reaper quickly. A Hellion 2. A second Reaper will go down now. The Reaper runs. 2 Adepts for 2 Reapers and a Hellion. Oh, 3 Reapers and a Hellion. Hey, this is kind of just a trade out of early game units, right? Both players losing a little bit on that early game setup, so a little bit lost here. A couple of SCVs following through. The Hellion is in the end actually going to get the Adept though, so the last Adept will fall. That will be one last grab of this. They'll just pull away, and the end gates and probes and the rest coming through. Take a couple more moments to reset here for a little while. Just going to be having the Hellion still chasing that probe, so a little bit more coming around at the moment. I'm just going to be seeing that Medivac still taking some damage, getting pushed away over to the top for a couple of moments. We have the Widow Mines looking to try and be deadly then, see what we can do. Widow Mines is going to drop off, just going to come back around a few moments again. And a few more Marines coming back around again. So again, just trying to see a little bit extra of what maybe happens here. Stalkers gather up. The Widow Mine's going to unburrow and move away for a few more seconds. Medevac pulls back over to the side, coming through once again. Medevac actually getting chased. A couple Stalkers coming back over, still trying to get a catch for a couple of moments. Unable to do so just yet, as the supply of Classic is a little bit in the bin. I mean, he's just doesn't have a lot of army supply yet. I guess he's on his way to charge, and his charge finishes. You obviously get the ability to build a bunch of Zealots, which will be very nice for you here. And Gates coming through. Thermal Lance is now on the way. The Colossus coming up as well. And he's going to push up. Those tanks are going to siege. That pylon's already in some big trouble. Stalker's going to blink forward. ByuN going to take a stim onto these Stalkers. The Zealots try and run forward, but they're not going to get the second tank. And that's going to be bad for Classic, because he is getting completely overrun here. That robo facility is going down, so no Colossus for you. And Classic's going to say GG just before it falls. That pretty much would have been just game deciding, I think, as Clem just powers his way through. 1-0 super easy. Super duper easy. Winter Madness for our second game, guys. Bringing this up. Heading to game 2 for the second game of Classic and Clem. Why is their supply so high so fast? Probably because they're not starting with 8 workers. Will be the explanation. No PTR on this one as we get into game 2. Winter Madness coming up, and we'll see Clem with a 1-0 lead. Countdown wraps up. And we have in the bottom right hand side the blue Terran player repping Team Liquid. This is going to be Clem up against the red Protoss on the top left hand side, Classic, as we get this ready to go. Alright, Clem is up 1-0, and we do have Classic already making a poke with the probe out to the other side, trying to see a bit of what's going on initially. Just trying to get in position. Probe is going to nibble SCV. Turning around, just going to be seeing this probe still nibbling for a couple of seconds. We've seen the probe going through. Cybercore, Nexus continue to come about. We'll zoom in on a logo we can't see. Adept is going to Corona Boost. That Warp Gate's still coming up. Adept is going to be there. Reaper gets turned around, so just going to get chased for a couple of moments on this one. We do have this battery dropping into place. Twilight Council still coming through. Adept in the Warp Gate coming about. The probes are producing. Just going to see our starport coming into play as well. And the Adept continues to shade around. Reaper just gathering up for a few more moments. The Adept is going to sit in the middle of the map. A couple seconds there as well, holding out for the moment. Pylon on the way. And again, a couple probes in the Warp Gate coming through as we speak. So just bringing a lot of that online for the moment. And the blink and the Warp Gate all coming up. The couple probes in the gateway continue to produce through. And settled in for a little bit right now. Seeing the Cyclone locking on. A couple of Adepts going to get chased. Just having ourselves that Cyclone coming back around again. A couple of Widow Mines continuing to go in the medevac for a couple seconds across the other side. Gonna have our Adept coming around. A couple of Stalkers coming through. And the blink, like I say, about to finish from Classic as Clem gets to the top with a couple of Widow Mines here. Widow Mine gets burrowed. Caught up. And see how Stalker's going to come back the other side. Just push the medevac back, but that's 5 probes killed, which is a pretty sizable number. Reaper back to the high ground here. Try and poke on the other side. Gonna see a little bit of defense against that for a moment or two. And that back around again. Widow Mine trying to be harassing and get one more probe off the Reaper, which is not a bad deal. Back still coming through again. Temple Archives coming about. Charges on the way. Refinery just coming through here also. A few seconds. I mean, we have this Prism still on this other side of the map, still trying to put on a little bit more pressure. Trying to find some more opportunity over the next few moments. See the Stalker's going to blink up. The Zealot's already coming by. And get straight into this one as the Stalker's looking about. Actually going to get after the medevacs. Clem has a good amount of Marines. Oh, one Stalker got stuck on the blink, unfortunately, so that's going to be -1 there. The rest of this still just coming through and around. Just going to have a couple tanks sieging and playing defense. Now the Stalkers go the other way. I think Classic just lost a bit too much. Clem is kind of dominating through these early stages of the game. Pretty impressively as well. You know, at least you're going to see Classic get into Storm, but is it going to be enough to hold off a Clem push after you lose so much? Resources lost, 1,000 in Clem's favor. Just an early phase of the game, obviously Prism dead. Clem just barely lost any fighting units, right, so far, and that's part of the big issue in this at this current point in time. Tanks will set up. A few Marines going to be here. This assimilator going to go down. Zealot Stalkers, High Templars coming back through the other way. Just going to have ourselves the rest of this army still gathering back up. The High Templar coming through. The Stalker going to get caught. One storm coming down onto the siege tanks, which is actually really nice. It does a lot of damage. The medevac flies through the storm for a second as we try and unload the units to the high ground. That storm is good. The medevac very nearly dying. It doesn't look as though Clem is going to be able to do too much else just yet. You can see one more storm coming down. We're going to start backing this up. A couple of the tanks getting jumped on. Widow Mines will get to go off, but Clem's going to have to retreat away. He's going to have to step away from this one just for a moment. And reset from there. So, Fire Force coming back through, tank and the Widow Mine coming about. Again, Marine, Marauder, Medevac coming online. The armor upgrade coming into place. So these few ByuNs unloading. A couple of these probes already starting to drop. Just going to see a couple of shots going off. 6 workers going down. It's going to be a nice start. And the Zealots that just warped in got blasted by a mine as well. As Clem keeps the pressure going on the front. Classic's economy is just not there. 53 workers to the 58. A couple Stalkers will try and fight. Clem just dives in. No storm available. Immortal's going down. Classic just might die soon because all you can really build at the moment quickly is Zealots. And don't get me wrong, Zealots are fantastic, but if they start getting hit by Widow Mines again and again and again, they're going to get softened up. Now that's a Prism, which I presume has a couple High Templar inside. Drops onto the tank so that you can actually get the storm off without the Templar being targeted. You've got another drop in the main base. Clem continues to test Classic here, and it's only getting better. Clem is moments away from kicking into the +1 armor upgrade and into the 1-1 setup here in general. Step into the natural. GG's called. Clem 2, Classic 0. Is going to round this out. All right, guys. We'll be going into a game 3. I'm just going to run some ads. I'm going to nip BRB real quick once we get the lobby up, so I'll be back for game 3. Just take a moment. I'll just join in, and I'll be right back 1 second. (2-0 lead. Clem bopping through this final so far. He's in the bottom left. Classic's in the upper right to try and stay alive in this final. What a crazy little result we're having so far, huh? Definitely not quite the expectation coming into this finals. You expect Classic and Clem to be winnable by either, and just in general a little bit more back and forth, I think, is what it comes down to. Yeah, a little bit of a crazy one as we get into this game 3. Probe going over. Again, CC racks in the gas coming through. Probe Jason, SCV's taking damage. Racks in the gas is coming up. Probe will nibble. SCV takes some shots. Again, Factory coming about, the orbital coming through, Nexus and the Adept coming into place. Bringing a Vibe probe will take some damage, just going to be seeing that probe getting pushed away for a few moments. Stargate, the probes, and the Warp Gate building. A couple SCVs, Tech Lab, and the Reactor all coming up. We do have the Starport building already. That Tech Lab on the factory. A couple of Marines building now. The Marine here is going to hit the Adept for a few moments. Again, the Oracle and the Warp Gate still continue to produce. This Adept just continues to build. There's the Cyclone now producing. So Clem, I mean, the way it's been going so far, it feels as though it's going to be some aggro from him early and trying to take an early lead and capitalize on it. That's how he's played games 1 and 2. Let's see what our plan will be. Cyclone gonna lock on, actually gets that Adept pretty comfortably here. Oracle shows up at the same time though. A couple of SCVs go down. I mean, Cyclone Marines against this Oracle opening seems pretty reasonable. I mean, it's one of those things where Stargate we question a lot. herO's been playing with Stargate a lot. I don't know if I've really seen Classic do much Stargate. Cyclone now gets a lock on this, why Oracle feels bad. I mean, to be fair, we get 5 SCVs though, so that's why it feels bad, but it still gets 5 workers. It feels bad because the Cyclone's such a good shutdown rate. Right now, 22-4 army supply. If Clem just waltzed across the map, what do you think? Gets there before charge? Has some success, maybe? I think it's going to patrol over on that right-hand side. Units will gather up, just going to be seen again charge, and the armor brigade all coming through for a couple moments. Marine's going to come back over, and again charge, and the armor brigade continue to come through for a moment or so. The Marines gather, and there's again a stim coming through. Again, Impact Combat Shield +1 coming through, the charge and the armor break coming into place. I think Classic's a little fortunate Clem didn't come across the map and try and poke a little bit to see what's going on. Cyclone locks, that is going to be a hallucination taken down already, so that hallucination falls. Mine's load up, so we're gonna have a little Widow Mine drop while we also have the big bio push. Or is that Widow Mine drop just coming to reinforce this? A couple of Widow Mines to mix in against these Zealots is obviously not going to be a bad thing. We don't have Stim or Combat Shield yet, so Clem, this is not really the moment he wants to fight. We are going to see that Phoenix lifting, but it gets shot down. Classic's army supply is still also not great. Widow Mines will connect. Clem kites back a little bit to make sure he doesn't eat too much of the Widow Mine splash. I mean, it's a very weird fight because I don't think Classic's army size was good enough to I don't think his army size was good enough to actually fight, but I also don't think his obviously Clem didn't have the upgrades. With upgrades, Clem would have just destroyed this. Now he's going to stir step. Now a few more Zealots come in. Now it's a bit of a different trade. Going back a little further, just going to see the medevac still loading up. Pulling away with a mine's going to get a few more Zealots just initially. That's the Sentry coming back through, pulling back over for a moment. Archon morphing in there as the Zealots gathering. Blink +2 armor coming about. The Zealots and the Phoenix going to move over for a moment. He's going to start charging through. Zealots on a couple different sides. Clem's supply is starting to struggle a bit. Now this third CC has to lift off. He's got units everywhere that need to try and group up and handle these armies. Zealots get through for a bunch of SCVs, and in the end, Classic, I think, is going to find success in this game because it was, like I say, it was kind of an interesting first fight where I don't really feel like Classic won, but he did slow Clem down, and now he's built into this stronger army again. However, Clem deals with a good chunk of it. Again, SCV count going to be the issue following up from this. But if you can replenish those SCVs, maybe we're still cooking. He just needs to get that third base down and into position, right? Got that third mining set up, and we're still playing a game here. It's only just been 4 bases for a little bit from Classic. Classic has crazy upgrades, by the way, on the Zealots. Armor upgrades are already +2, heading to +3. So these Zealots are going to be super tanky for the foreseeable future. And that's going to make it very difficult for Clem to fight. That's why, I mean, he's building some lives, but I really feel like we need just ghosts. We need to get through the Zealots ASAP, right? Get through the shields. So, you know, obviously, yes, he'll start hitting to the armor then, but, like, let's get to that point ASAP. As we are going to dive in here, we are going to see a recall, but it's a very choked up position, so Clem may not hate the position of fighting for a few moments. The problem with lifting up like here like this is obviously going to be those Phoenix. If you can get rid of the Phoenix and stop them chasing the medevacs, then Clem's going to give himself more chances. Again, the Zealots are going to have the issue of the Sim City, as Clem trying to make something out of what is not really anything right now. That's one full medevac that just went down, though these Stalkers are going to catch another couple of medevacs here. We will unload, and Clem just going to try and do what he can. He's got a few more units on the map. It doesn't look like he's doing too much with them. And there's a couple of Liberators show up. And if you could have just killed these Phoenix, it would have been a lot less kind of rush to kind of make something happen. Now a couple of Widow Mines are going to burrow. The rest of the bio just shows up. The Stalkers have to step into the bio to get away from the mines. So we get a couple of kills, but now the Zealots show up, and I don't think Clem can do much more on Classic if he just spends his money. 1.6k minerals in the bank. He is going to have an absolute metric ton of Zealots to utilize in this game and to potentially send us through to a victory with. Classic now going to have +3 armor as well, so these Zealots going to be truly as tanky as they get. Are going to get up there, kills the Prism. A couple of Widow Mines just burrowing out the front. Zealots coming in from the bottom side, going to turn around onto the Archon. Another couple of Widow Mines lining up. Just going to try and hit those Zealots or hit something. One Zealot, a few Stalkers going down, bio lifting up and pulling away. Medevac's going to come back along again. Fire just drops down, a few workers going down. I mean, again, Clem doing a great job with his constant aggression all over to at least keep Classic guessing where he's going to be next. That one medevac low doesn't go down yet. Clem has to decide what he's going to try and do. Unloads the hurt medevac, pulls the other one back. He's got a drop on the right side as well. Looks like he's going to probably just give up on these units over here for the most part. Like I say, dropping the right side into the main base now. He's killed 16 probes in recent history. The units on the left are giving up on, but he's getting a lot of workers. Obviously, this is a chance to get rid of some pylons. This pylon here powers 2 gateways. I think the third gateway is going to be fine, but at the same time now, the prism on the other side. No, that third gateway was not fine. But yeah, on the other side of the map, the prism unloads, and now the SCVs start going down, and Clem taking big eco damage. He just doesn't have a comparable army, because he's losing army units. He's not really killing any army units. This is not really getting into any sort of a reasonable position. GG's. Classic takes game 3. We have a series on our hands. Clem is not going to sweep the board with Classic on this one. Alright, so we'll just take a second and get into this game 4, guys. Get resumed here in today's Kung Fu Cup finale. Alrighty, guys. Clem. And soon to be Classic, because we just have to actually get the right players in the right slots. Making sure everyone in here, guys, will take a couple more moments to get this ready to go. Waiting for one person to join us. Alright, guys, a little bit of a delay. Hopefully back on track in a sec. One person can't join the lobby, guys. Alright, guys, a couple moments. Wait. Will they make it into the lobby, guys? That is the question. Apparently not. Alrighty, let's send it, guys. Thank you for your patience. We were just waiting for someone who couldn't join the lobby, but we're here now. Ready to go, go, go. Clem Classic Game 4. It's in the bottom left-hand side. Our Red Protoss player bringing it back a game and keeping us in this series. It is Classic. Entering Old Republic against Clem. Alright, as you've been the depot coming about, pile on the probe coming over. We take a couple moments. Not going to be seeing the starting point being this forward barracks, so Clem going to get a little bit feisty to start us off. Again, let's probe comes down the little gun, going to drop a Nexus down. Typical, and the Nexus continues to come through. See the factory dropping into position there. We are going to see the probe harassing. Obviously knows there's no barracks here, so we'll have to deal with that at some point soon. It's going to be a Marauder and concussive shells, but it's not going to be double rack, so we're only going to have one Marauder at a time, then we're going to get the factory, maybe into Cyclone quickly, and then kind of combine the Cyclone lock-ons with slowing Marauders. Could be very powerful. Marauder step through then, and depth in the warp gate coming around. Show up. Gonna try and get the battery. We are gonna get the battery, so there's not gonna be any healing available. The problem is we've only built a depth so far, so these Marauders don't die quickly. They also don't exactly kill Adepts quickly either, to be fair, but now the Hellion shows up. That can deal with the probes very well, and also the Adept, to be fair, is Classic. Is he in some serious trouble here? This Hellion should really step away from this Adept, no? It's going to stay alive. Clem's too busy microing the Marauder, trying to keep it alive against the probes on the low ground. Just now getting his second probe kill of the game. He's now killing a pylon, loses this Hellion. Oracle on the way will eventually just defend this. Clem is still the one base player. Still yet to expand, but the problem is the Oracle just does too much here, no? Oracle just shuts this down and means that we can't really do anything else. I mean, you're going to slow Classic down, but are we really kind of stopping the guy? I mean, he's on an extra base than you. Medevac's on its way over. The only problem with the Oracle is if the Medevac shows up and saves these units, the Oracle can't just stay active forever, right? So, run the Marauders. Like I said, the Medevac is on its way. If we can save these units and just wait for the Oracle to run out of energy, then that is a play. He's getting a Viking at home, so he will be able to fall back with the Viking defensively. Can he force this Oracle to come back home? Yes, he will. That's massive. A few more probes going down as they came to the low ground here. We are starting to run out of energy on this Oracle, but Oracle 2 is on its way as well. Now we're going to be seeing another Stalker going down. The medevac very low. We're about to see the end of this medevac micro as Clem loses a couple more Marauders. Another Hellion showing up. Probes to be picked away at here. We still have Oracle energy, but like I say, there is a factor. Using the Oracle energy at home means the Oracle energy isn't used on the other side. Maybe Clem actually rallied the... Did he rally the Viking across? Yes, he did. So now he's got an answer to an Oracle, and he can actually push the Oracles away while having his other units still stepping through, expanding behind this. Has it been enough? He's had to put so much work into trying to make this be something. And, well, right now we're going to find out, like I say, if it's going to be enough or not. The Viking probably just wants to fight the Phoenix, I guess, because the Phoenix is important to get rid of. Now he energy overcharge, though. The Viking just going to land. We're just going to go for as many probes as possible. Clem, I think, is happy because he's already on his way to his follow-up setup, which is going to be the expansion, right? So now he's already on his way to his expansion. He just wants to get damage done. He also knows the Phoenix and the Oracles are not going to be major kind of fighting units. So if he can just pressure in for as much damage as possible right now, this is probably going to be better for him overall in the long run. Phoenix still poking at the Viking. And Oracle able to get the Marauder, picking that through. Again, the Cyclone, the Marines, and the Stim still building up. Barracks on the way over as well. Barracks holds about. We're just going to be seeing the Cyclone, the Marine, and the Viking coming through. A couple SCVs and the Barracks coming into place. That bunker on the natural. Phoenix and the Oracle's coming over. The Viking's going to be here. We have a Cyclone as well, but the Cyclone can get lifted. The SCVs are going to pull in to do some repairs. First, Phoenix going to get shot down. When the Cyclone's back on the ground, that will be very useful for us here, but it's not going to stay alive. And Classic on the counterattack is just going to shut this down. No? SCVs pulling again, saves the Vikings. We keep a couple units up. Clem's down 11 SCVs. Clem microed his butt off with this build, but despite all the micro, despite all the attempts, despite honestly I think it was a good setup for him initially. I mean, I guess it might have been better if it was Blink, because obviously if there's no Stargate, if there's no Oracle, the initial attack never gets pushed back, right? So yeah, I think that's a probably what I think the Stargate is just too useful in this scenario, having the Oracle instead of anything else. Damn. These Stalkers coming about. Going to start a fight. A few SCVs are coming over. Stalkers. He's going to be seeing a little bit of movement, so we're going to hit this barracks as well. I was going to shoot. We are going to clean up. I mean, Clem is going to recover a little bit. He's 11 workers down. Still has a bit of army in his favor. Army supply is going to disappear. Oh, army supply advantage is going to disappear very quickly once charge is done and gates are up. So that part's not really much of a problem here for Classic. Oracle activating SCVs. Taking some more damage. The Viking's going to get there, and that Oracle gets picked off again. Gateway and the Temple Archive still coming through. So yeah, Templars is going to more bring that into an Archon. Let's come back around again. A couple of Zards coming through. +1, the blink coming up. On attack, just going to be about to finish on that forge, and the few Zards and the Archons coming back through. We're actually going to get more of a game out of this than I thought. I thought Clem was very dead on that counterattack, but he's not. He's getting into a pretty good setup. I mean, he's still been trailing workers, but it's not been too bad. The army supply of Classic did not explode as much as I thought it would. I'm interested to see what the next little trade is going to be. Manavax gather with the mine pulls off to the side still. Again, armor upgrade about to finish on the forge. Got this army on a push out from Classic. Zalga's going to get caught. Marines in the cycle are going to come over. I'm pulling back. Has a couple good Widow Mines here. They're going to go off dead center on the Zealots. It's going to be a really good starting point. Classic going to decide he can't go any further than that, so he's going to pull away from this one. Guardian Shield still active. The Archons lift up. Going to pull back over to that right-hand side. He's going to have a couple of Vikings going through, hitting that prison. The Archon's going to get underneath. The first Viking already going down. We got Armory and the Engineering Bay coming about. Bioforce is going to be right there. It's going to help us along the way as we have got the... Again, mines coming about, Bioforce coming back over. Rubber Bay, Robo Facility continue to come up. The extra couple of gateways continue to produce. I mean, Classic said can't break into that defensive position, and Clem is going to be able to hold out. Clem is such a fantastic later game TVP player. I did not really think that this was going to be the setup that allowed us to kind of get to this sort of stage of the game. I really felt like he was in trouble. But no, the game stabilizes through, and so here we sit. Marines is going to drop just one medevac of Marines, not too much. Force still reaction, going to feed back the medevac, which is kind of cute from the single high Templar there, and we get rid of the cannon. Classic's bringing a lot of units back home to deal with this. The medevac gets out alive. Bio medevacs continue to come back through. I'm just going to be seeing the 2-2 upgrades on the way. Thermal Lance coming up. Comes back over to the right, a couple of Vikings, and shut down the prison. It's obviously a great start. Nothing inside, so no major win, but like, you know, you're still shutting down the reinforcement and harassment possibility, so you're very happy with that move here as Clem resets in the center. Classic maxed, hence wanting to push around. Thermal Land's about to be done. Full set of upgrades ahead as well, going to make this difficult for Clem. Ooh, Bio getting feisty. EMPs are good so far. The few Vikings are going to try and get this close. This is a great fight for Clem. What an engagement. Wow. What a stunning effort as we bring that all the way around, and Clem is going to have himself a shutdown on that Classic army. That's massive. I'm going to load up 2 medevacs on the back of this and start pushing over the other side. So I'm just going to shoot. Do you see a few of those medevacs taking some damage still? Army coming back the other way. Going to come back in this direction. I mean, Classic again trying to jump on this. Clem is going to have that drop hit in the natural. So he's going to get himself a few probes. Maybe he could get the Forges. Would be massive if he could stop the 3-3 upgrades. He's not going to be able to kill the Forges, but he does deny one of the pylons, so he denies +3 armor for a little bit, and he forces the warp in as well, which is obviously pretty big. The warp in, the recall as well, which is a pretty big deal because it brings a lot of units back. So he'll be pretty happy with this, I'd say, at this point. Let the rest of this continue to come through. See the prism sitting overhead. Just going to be having a 3-3. The ship weapons, all of that continue to come around. Again, Marines, Marauder, the Ghost coming up. Just going to be seeing that ship weapons coming through. Fusion core on the way. Couple of shots coming about. The Zelds are still chasing forward. ByuN going to come through as well. A bunch of these Zelds are going to get caught. A couple of snipes coming through already. Vikings going to get through the top of the map here, and they're going to try and get those Colossus. The Bio pulls back a few seconds. Stalker stepping forward. Again, a fight for Classic, which I feel like is not going well at all. The Archons don't do well against the EMPs. The Colossus are getting shut down. The Zealots on the counterattack might be huge, though. However, they busy themselves with the starport. A few units in that bunker seem as though they should be pretty safe. However, the Zealots can go to a different base. Clem, is he pulling back with the army? No, he's still set up to the north, so the Zealots will get through and will get some damage done. Vikings and Ghost pull back the other side. The shots coming through, the Cyclone locking on. Bio forces coming over again. The Ghost gather. Just going to see a couple Zealots dropping down. We have got Clem once again playing the defense. The Prism is going to go down, so no more warp-ins at least, but he is going to have a major push on his 5th base. Doesn't look like the 5th is going to survive through this. I was going to say, where the Disruptors, they're firing off to the bottom side as Clem comes in for the wraparound. And again, another larger fight, which feels very good for Clem. I tell you what, one of the main things I'm seeing here is that Classic's, basically constantly spending his money. He's now got DT showing up, though, which is another issue Clem has to deal with. Shadow Stride not done yet, but that'll be a longer-term problem. We are going to have a missile turret here, which is going to go down, but Clem saw it. He already killed one DT pretty quickly, gets the scan, the other DTs are leaving. Again, Classic using these Zealots and these run-bys wonderfully to stop Clem from getting across the map on the back of these good fights. You've had a lot of good fights from Clem. He's never really been able to waltz across the map and have a good time with those fights, though, because the follow-up has just not really been there. Stalk will push through. Disruptor shot coming over, just going to be seeing another Disruptor shot trying to come in. Oh, did any of those Disruptors land? We get the Orbital. Clem is on the push on the bottom right at the same time, by the way. Oh, he eats some Disruptors over there, though. We did get a Nexus. He's going to recognize the chance to kill the Disruptors, so he's actually going to be able to chase down for one of them. Doesn't go for the second. There's a few more units warping in. He's still winning the fight on the top. And again, Classic is not mega rich. If Clem gives Classic time, Classic can be mega rich because he has 86 workers. Then I want the base is nice. Classic's still trying to just mass expand as you kind of expect him to. Clem gets rid of multiple Stalkers here, which is also not a bad catch. We're going to see the EMPs available on those Stalkers and maybe a catch there too. The Disruptor was left behind. Clem going to make a stim at this army. Does Classic have anything responsible to really deal with this right now? I do not think so. He's got Disruptors and that's about it, but where are those Disruptors at? They're kind of missing. There's one from the upper left that could be kind of deadly if Clem's not watching for it, but I don't think Classic is watching for it. It's just going to wander in and get killed off immediately, and Clem realizes I think the units in the top left are just not doing anything. He's going to scan to make sure there's no Disruptor from the bottom right as the probes just run into this, and Clem just takes this fight. Now the Disruptor from the upper left, oh my goodness, he dives into it. What a horrible choice, but he's going to lift. He leaves. One of the full medevacs goes down. Clem, no need to fight into this Disruptor. Absolutely none. You're winning the fight in every way, shape, and form. You do not need to deny the Disruptor shot. Run away to the top and then just re-engage from a distance. Absolutely unnecessary moment that maybe keeps Classic alive in a game that Clem was otherwise absolutely locking down because you were just giving up probes there. Like, probes were committing through and dying because you were pulling them into the... Like, I mean, this is crazy because these probes have bases they could go and mine from that coming back online. A Phoenix just showed up, so those medevacs are going to have to make a great escape. At the same time, Clem is arriving with the rest of the army. So he's going to siege up the libs. Oh, this is going to be a horrible fight for Classic, I think. We're going to drop in from the other side as Clem. The Disruptor does not do anything. Vikings on the ground. Cells are getting caught in the mix. The Liberators are just not being dealt with, and this base is going down. And Classic is losing a good chunk of army once again to go along with it. Clem doesn't prioritize the army. He'd rather get the base. There are bases around the bottom right side from Classic. Clem has re-established the 5-base setup of his own. He would love to get to a 6th base, but that's going to be a bit more of a stretch and does leave you more vulnerable to some of those run-bys. Disruptors on the way. Just going to see the Stalkers on the other side. Going to catch a Liberator. That's nice, but again, comes at an extremely heavy cost. Stalkers are never cheap. And yeah, Classic does not have the money to rebuild anything. He's going to say GG. Clem's going to take it down. What a fascinating game. That was amazing. That was amazing on both sides, kind of going back and forth, but Clem's ability to kind of step back in this game, I think, at times was actually really impressive. His TVP is getting better and better again. It's kind of getting crazy, honestly. It is kind of getting crazy. My friends, that is the Kung Fu Cup edition number 12. Hope you enjoyed. We'll be back tomorrow. Oh yeah, let's show you guys what's coming up over the weekend. It is WardiTV Spring Championship Playoff Weekend, guys. Let's have a look at our bracket and just show you guys what's happening over the next 4 days on the stream. You'll be able to watch all of this. Tomorrow we begin with MaxFax versus Shin, herO versus ByuN, Solar versus ZAN, and the winner, no, the loser of this Solar ZAN and herO ByuN game. The QS Skillers game is probably going to be the starting match on Friday, as well as some of these other matches. I've got Clem and Classic further in the bracket, but basically 4 days in a row, all of these games, all of these players, it's going to be absolutely awesome. So come check us out over the weekend, guys, for some WardiTV Spring Championship. Hit the like, hit the subscribe if you want to see when we're live, hit the follow if you want to see when we're live with this event. It's going to be same starting time as today for the next 4 days. And, of course, if you really enjoy and want to help these events keep on happening, there is this wonderful thing called Patreon. Patreon.com/WardiTV. It's showing up right here, right now, and the bottom of my camera. The Patreon is a big part of the reason we can run $5,000 events. It is the foundation of our prize money. So if you guys want to check that out, do check out the Patreon. Again, that's patreon.com/WardiTV. Appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have got a wonderful rest of the day lined up and you have a good time. And, yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm going to wrap it up right here and now, and I will see you guys tomorrow for some more StarCraft 2. What is going on the YouTube? There'll be a YouTube upload in a little bit. That is going to be today, Clem versus Classic. Huh, funny. We just watched that. Clem versus Classic from a couple weeks ago on the WardiTV Mondays, one of the matches I was just referencing. Perfect, I'm going to make that thumbnail, get that live in a couple hours. I appreciate you guys. You guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching Kung Fu Cup. Set of ads on the outro. When we're done, we'll host someone. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the WardiTV Spring Champs.